Hello.
Hey Maxine,
How you doing, Kevin?
I'm wonderful because I'm here with you and Mark. And David.
Never not seen you wonderful. Also, I love that watermelon photo. Hi, Mark. How you doing? I can't hear you. Hi, Sam. Nice to meet you. David, good to see you again. Olivia.
Amen. Hey, Kevin, I put up your card on my dashboard, right on the centered on the glove compartment, and I'm distributing it as widely as I can.
I love that. Hi, Andrea.
We had a house guest, so there it is. She gets in the car and it says, I'm grateful for you.
I am grateful for you cards. Kevin gifts, I am grateful for you cards, and they come in handy. They're just like little, really nice ads, actually. It's so true. Hello, everyone. Nice to see you.
There's the little one.
Yes.
Yes, that
Hi,
card.
Rose. Hi, Carissa. Good to see you again. Nice to see you, Andrea.
Hello.
Right. Yeah,
Hi.
gifting that just makes everyone, it's just a good thing to, it's just win, 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 win. I love win, 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 wins. Yeah. Oh, full room. I love it. Hi, Eva.
Hi, Maxine. Hi, everyone.
Good. Hi,
I'm
Michael.
grateful for
Good.
Olivier's watermelon.
I know, it's so good, eh? That's a good, I haven't seen a watermelon. That's memorable. He's very memorable. Olivier, you're very memorable. And that's actually something we'll talk about today. Memorable. How can you be more memorable in this world? You gotta think way outside the box now, because like there's just so much we can be creative with now. Yeah. Hi, Usama. Nice to see you again. How you doing?
I'm doing good.
Amazing. Feel free to write, not where you're from calling in today, but feel free to write. Oh, let's think. How many hours of knowledge do you think you want to gift every year or before you die? How much knowledge in our term, how much knowledge do you want to pass down to the world before you die? Just put an hour amount in the chat while we kind of let everyone drop into the space a little bit. Interesting question. Hello. All right. We're going to get everyone to introduce themselves as well. Hi, Cher. Hi, Izitek. Did I say that right?
I don't know.
Okay. 5,000 hours, Michael. We got to get to work. Okay. Yes. Good goal. I love it. I love it. Setting the bar high as well. I love people. No limits. Really, what if the whole world signed up to commit to distributing and sharing 5,000 hours of knowledge before they died? And we just pooled that into a database. Like, pick my brain. We'll host it. And we're just like, these are the people that are on this mission before they die. Did you know you could go here and draw on it because they're trying to achieve a goal too? Really good. 5,000, 1,000, 2,500. Okay, good. Crazy. That's a lot of, it's a lot to think about. Even in this room, if everyone did 1,000, we're at 18,000 hours of knowledge. Yeah, very good. Okay, cool. Yeah, feel free to mull over that question and I'll get started in 1 minute. We'll give everyone 1 more minute to drop into this space. It's always so fun jumping into a room and knowing that we're going to workshop together today for 3 hours. If you got to drop, you got to drop, we'll record it, but we're going to get to know this room. So take a look at everyone's faces. They're complete strangers right now. They will not be. We're all going to create together, which is always intimate and special. Yes, I will record and send the replay around for sure. Yeah, it should be an interesting day. There's going to be a lot created today. Yeah, it's going to be fun. Every time I run these, I do it a little differently too, because I keep learning so fast how to package price, selling gift knowledge. So always a different adventure. Okay. Oh my gosh. Full house. Good stuff. Okay. Who else is 5,000 hours unlimited? So for those who just joined, I asked the room to think about how much knowledge that they want to pass down or share before they die, in hour amounts. I'm just thinking about that goal. Feel free to jot your number down in the chat. And we will, yeah, it's 11:05. Cool. No need to do it the same way twice. Biggest benefit and curse. Yes. Definitely need to learn how to repeat a little bit more, but I just love doing it new every time too. Yeah. Okay. Let's get started. So welcome everyone to Pick My Brain's signature masterclass, a class we host intermittently when we feel called to support our community in thinking deeper about how to package, price, and gift their knowledge. And so I'm just going to share my deck here with you. And okay. Oh, can you see my screen? Oh, I can't see you guys. Hold up. That work? There we go. Okay. Okay. So 3-hour masterclass. We're just going to dive in. I can tell you how this kind of masterclass is going to work, and it's going to be very interactive. So yeah, don't worry about that. But high level, my name is Maxine. I'm the CEO of Pick My Brain. Most of you guys know that. On Pick My Brain, I have sold just over $135,000 worth of my knowledge.
Wow.
In like so many different ways. This is over the course of 4 years. I usually average about 30,000 a year of just getting creative about packaging, pricing, and selling my knowledge. I probably gifted 5 times that, about 500,000 hours of knowledge. And I will continuously always do that. I think knowledge is one of the most interesting commodities, resources, assets. And I think it's the thing about knowledge is I think that you need to gift a certain percent of it. And that's really important to do, to pass down our knowledge as a gift, as reciprocity. And I also think knowledge is like one of the most valuable assets and resources. And you also have to charge for it because it is so valuable. And if we do put a price on it, we can create an economy around it more formally, and get paid for what is in here, our thinking time, our energy, how we do things, spending time with people, etc. I've also helped about 1,000 people onboard into Pick My Brain and learn how to think about packaging and pricing and gifting their knowledge, inputting that idea into their mind that there's this place online where you can sign up to go to signal to the world that you are open and available to sharing their knowledge. And we've attracted now over 1,000 people into that product. So I spent a lot of time thinking about how to do this, and I built a product to make it easier for people to do it. I did it myself. I continuously do it myself. It brings in so many benefits that I'll speak to over the course of this masterclass. Just believing and sending to the world and people around me that I'm open. I need you to know that I'm open and available. Here's my rate, rules, and boundaries. But please come in and tell me about yourself. Tell me what you're working on. Tell me if my mission aligns with your mission. Tell me if you just want to introduce ourselves and be like, I know you exist in that part of the world. Let's have a conversation, because I enjoy that immensely. And it's how I expand my perspective, my empathy, my understanding of myself, my understanding of others, discover different parts of the world. My ideal travel list has adjusted completely now that I've been on Pick My Brain. And it's just by virtue of people meeting me and sharing different parts of the world with me that were not on my radar. It's even led to travel. I went to Pakistan and Dubai recently because of a Pick My Brain call. And the other things like podcasts and interviews, and someone new on my feed to watch and consume their content. So this idea of being open and available to share your knowledge is what building a Pick My Brain profile represents at the very highest level. And there's a lot of different ways to be open and available and to opt into that state. And it doesn't have to be all about commerce. It doesn't have to be all about gifted. It can be a hybrid. It can be one. It can be the other. It can be a little bit. It can be as big as a goal as 5,000 hours before you die. And what's special about Pick My Brain is if you wanted to accomplish that goal, we track it for you, right? So that you can have the digital proof, the legacy of what that really is. And now with this masterclass and us scaling Pick My Brain, I'm on a mission to teach 1 million people how to do this before I die. I think it's really cool. I think it's an achievable goal to get 1 million people to sign up to share their knowledge in new and creative ways with the world. So that is my introduction. For the agenda today, how I've broken down this masterclass is going to be into 3 sections. Within each of those sections, we are going to do a 15-minute lesson We're going to do 15-minute engagement, breakout rooms, integration, interaction. And then we're going to do 15 minutes of solo head down time in our profiles, integrating and putting and inputting and playing with the tool, what we kind of did in the previous 15 minutes. And then we've just got to put a bit of buffer time to kind of like take little breaks here and there, ask questions, etc. The 3 sections that we're going to go through today are powerful introductions. Super important to learn how to introduce yourself to the world. If you're going to be open and available, how to communicate what you want to receive through Pick My Brain. And you can, through your words and your imagery and your the things that you integrated with it, call in what you want as well. You can, I call in certain people to me. Typically people that find me are ones that are wanting to think outside the box, are into the future of work and the future of education, are mission driven, are curious. And that's because I believe that's how like my profile reads and how I come across. So I'm able to attract that. So we'll think of how we can introduce ourselves powerfully using this tool that supports our want to share our knowledge in new ways. And again, Pick My Brain, building Pick My Brain, everything is intentional on Pick My Brain. And again, it's ever evolving, so it will change. But what we've tried to do is prompt you the right questions and give you the space on a profile to get to the conclusion of like, what can this human being on this profile that I'm looking at do for me if I connect with her? What opens up if I connect with this human named Susan on Pick My Brain? Does what she communicates me, this powerful introduction, signal to me the right things, that she attracts the right people and is able to, again, pass down our knowledge more formally? So first section, powerful introductions. Second section of the masterclass is where we are going to package, price, and gift. How do we want to structure it? So we've opted in by being to this masterclass. And again, you can opt out at any time, but we're like, yeah, we're interested in sharing our knowledge. Now, how do we want to do that? How are we going to put containers around it? How are we going to title it? What is the outcome we want to offer people? What kinds of things do we want to gift? We're going to get really creative about how to actually package this very, what is knowledge? We're going to package this thing that we can't touch. So we're going to spend an hour on that. Again, a 15-minute lesson, 15-minute interaction, engaging, learning what each other wants to offer. Why group sessions like this are so good is because we can hear what other people are offering and then do the analysis to be like, as a consumer, would I be interested in that? And then go back and be like, what is calling me to that person? What is attractive about the value that they're offering? What transformation could I go if I spent time with this person? And it's that like reflection back and forth, hearing other people share themselves, thinking about how you want to share yourself, that helps us. And one thing that I always say that I'm so excited is that we need each other in order to package, price, and sell our knowledge. We need to help one another understand what's so valuable about ourselves. And it's really only through dialogue and connection and conversation and like getting in with each other that we get there. So it's a very, it's a solo journey, and it has to be a collaborative journey as well. Then the last hour we are going to spend on go-to-market strategy. So you've got this profile, you've opted into sharing your knowledge, you have a few offers. How do you let the world know about it? Yes, it's on Pick My Brain's marketplace, but just like everything, people aren't just going to immediately find it. Your exposure is going to be increased, absolutely. And we are going to promote you and do everything we can to increase your reach. But you also have to go to market individually. You have to let your community, who already knows, loves, and trusts you, that you are open for these offers that we are going to craft here. And we're going to craft with the intention of like, what do I want to offer my community? Maybe I want to offer every single person in my community a 1-hour session so that they can think out loud about their time, knowledge, and experience being packaged. Maybe that's my mission. Maybe my mission is for every one of my community members to get a session on LinkedIn coaching so that they deeply understand how powerful of a tool it is. Mark, I'm looking at you. Maybe our go-to-market strategy, again, we want to think about, letting our community know that we're there if they ever wanted to book us fractionally for like 10, 50, or 100 hours just to help them out in the interim. I don't know about you guys, but I spend a lot of money on my friends in my community when I build Pick My Brain. I like ask certain people for help along the way, not full time, but fractionally. So maybe your go-to-market strategy is letting your community know that, hey, I've got a 10-hour or a 50-hour bundle for anyone that just needs like ad hoc support with my time, knowledge, and experience on whatever it is you are working on. And again, it's really interesting because again, packaging and pricing knowledge is such a personal journey as well. So these prices, I feel like when we think of packaging our knowledge as we go through this masterclass, I really want to think about value-based pricing and not attaching it necessarily to our hourly all the time, but we can kind of talk about that. We've got this like opportunity cost, but packaging knowledge, I want to have it a little bit more mission driven, thinking about the larger goal when we do that. So we'll dive into that once we get there. So that's the agenda. The output, you are going to walk away at the end in 3 hours. You're going to walk away with a Pick My Brain profile that is more filled out, more thoughtful. Even if you have a Pick My Brain profile and you've been using it, I know people in the class here have used it, have sold thousands of dollars on it, have gifted, and there's people in here that are totally new and just introduced to the platform and ready to build a profile. Either way, I literally workshop my profile every month. I think of new ways to add offers. I integrate a new social media that I've started to contribute to. Maybe I add a portfolio piece. I am always adding and getting clearer with my profile. So we're going to walk away with a profile and it filled out to a certain extent and having some eyeballs on it as well. We are also going to walk away having listed our offers. We're going to have a free offer, a gifted offer, and a paid offer listed on this live marketplace when you're ready to go live. But we're going to create that so that these offers that we're going to co-create in this class are going to be listed in a place that anybody in the world can buy after 3 hours. So we're going to get a website. We're going to be live and open to the world. And we're also going to book each other. I'm going to ask everyone in the class to commit to booking one other person in this class at a minimum. And going through the platform to give each other the opportunity, again, to dive deeper. And I might distribute, depending on how the gifting session goes, maybe we all sign up and gift each other one session and see who we want to get that gift from, or a paid. We can kind of decide that co-collaboratively. So this is a co-collaborative workshop. So that's what we're going to walk away with. So super jam packed. So I'm going to keep the pace pretty high and fast. You will get the recording. But yeah, we're going to put our heads down and just get at that. A few co-benefits that are going to come from this as well. You're going to meet new people, obviously. We are going to spend some time dreaming up offers that are passion driven, which is always good. We're going to get creative. We're going to create some space. There's no hard lines here. This is totally a space to sketch. If we want to go deeper, we can and get more clear on that. But this is just like open, free brainstorming, dreaming out loud about this idea of passing your knowledge back down. We're going to invite new people in. Like I said, I want everyone in this class to commit to booking one person in this class. We're all going to join a global community by being on Pick My Brain. And our community is all about buying, selling, and connecting the world's people. We're going to launch another revenue stream. It's really important to learn how to make money on your own. And in today's economy, that doesn't mean fishing in the ocean. It means like packaging and pricing and selling into the internet, into the World Wide Web, and attracting people your way. So we're gonna build another revenue stream and launch that and think about that. We're going to increase our reach again by being on a marketplace. Just being in this class, this room is going to know who you are, what you are all about, how you can help, which is always helpful. And we're going to start collecting these stats. So I started this marketplace by asking everyone to type out how much knowledge you want to gift. We're going to have a dashboard in the back end that's going to help you reach these goals that we're going to set. How much knowledge do you want to gift? How much knowledge do you want to sell? And then high level, the game, this is the dashboard that I was referring to. This is kind of the game of Pick My Brain. The game is to move these KPIs in the direction that you want to move them into. And again, you don't have to go all hard on it. It can be, I want to gift 1 hour a month or 10 hours a year. It can be that small to, I want to unlock this much revenue and I want to connect with 1,000 people by this date. And in the back end of your Pick My Brain profile, there is this dashboard that you'll be able to watch. And I will go through a reflect. I really want you guys to start thinking about what these stats will look like. I should have muted the doorbell. Sorry, guys. Welcome to those who are attending. I'm just going to keep going. But yeah, I want you to start visualizing what you want your dashboard to look like in 1 year, 3 year, 5 years, and 10 years. if you're going to go on this journey of like, I do want to package, price, and sell my knowledge. What is your goal? How many people do you want around the world to see it? This will inform our go-to-market strategy. How many conversations or bookings do you want to attract over the course? How much commerce do you want to unlock? How much is gifted? How much is paid? How many views, etc. This is the game that Pick My Brain is. And the Pick My Brain game that we are playing as a collective is that we are all on this mission to facilitate 10 million meaningful conversations on the platform every year and unlock $1 billion worth of knowledge commerce. And that's very small in comparison to the market of e-commerce. So I know $1 billion sounds big, but e-commerce is so big. And we believe at Pick My Brain that knowledge commerce is gonna start to chip and catch up. We wanna catch e-commerce, that's a huge goal. But again, as a collective, this game that we're playing, our individual dashboards are going to feed into this global dashboard that we can let everyone know how we're doing together in terms of packaging, pricing, and selling our knowledge. So that is my introduction. We're just going to jump into it. Powerful introductions up first. So for this one, again, super important to learn. These are the kind of the questions that give us, if I just know these 4 questions about you, I know a lot about what I can do with you. So what we're going to do is I'm going to stop sharing my screen. I'll type these in the chat and I'm going to call on 3 people to practice sharing this. There we go. I'm just checking out the chat. I'm going to ask 3 people to kind of introduce themselves like this, just open, try to keep it within a minute. And then we're going to do some breakout rooms and meet some people and practice this again. And then we're going to hop into our Pick My Brain profiles and fill these out based on what we've said. Make sense? And then I'll talk through some case studies. Okay. So any volunteers that want to tell us their I know a lot about, amazing. I am the go-to for, and I can help you. Charlie, you're up. Brave.
Thank you. Thank you. I am Charlie Sarmiento. I am an athlete, and hold on. I'm an athlete. I know a lot about sports and entrepreneurship. I am the goal for doing crazy stuff, and I can help on breaking your mindset.
Ooh. Okay, does anyone have any follow-up, 1 or 2 follow-up questions for Charlie that dig in based on that information that you just got from him? Where does your mind go? Just help me share more of him a little bit with a few questions. Anyone got a question? Hands up.
Who are you really good? Who do you work with who really loves working with you?
So young athletes love to work with me, and people that wants to reach their peak performance, optimal performance.
It's like professional athletes?
And
Or-
also executives as well, and entrepreneurs.
Okay, I love it. Marlana, did I say that right?
Yeah, define crazy stuff.
Nice, yeah,
Because there's crazy stuff and then there's crazy stuff.
yeah, good question.
So crazy stuff is like becoming the top 200 ultra trail runners in the world. Crazy stuff is doing 5 startups in 6 years.
Whoa.
So is it really crazy stuff, or is it seemingly unattainable goals?
I think it's crazy. I believe it's crazy because when you are crazy enough, you scare people, and only you surround with those that resonate with yourself.
Crazy ones. Really good questions, Mark, and then we'll.
Is that crazy, or is that the type of people we're here to find?
Pick My Brain does attract a certain level of
It's
crazy.
rhetorical. You don't have to answer that question, but that's a rhetorical question.
Don't worry.
I appreciate that. Amazing, Charlie. And it's again, right, in less than a minute or 2, right, very quickly. Oh, Rose, you have a question. I'll let you jump in your question, then I'll jump over.
Well, I was.
Well,
Can you hear me okay?
now we can, yeah.
Okay. Because crazy means a lot of things to a lot of people, right? But when you said like the variations, it also gives people more specificness to the crazy.
Yeah.
right? That like, I was like, I can sink my teeth into that, right? Like, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm with you. I want to know more about that, right? Because crazy, I'm like, I got enough crazy. I don't got time for extra crazy, but specific crazy, I got time for.
Yeah. I like it. I see how crazy stood out as such a good, like all like three people were like, what does crazy mean? What is, we want to dig into that word. So we could like, right, Charlie, you could bring that into your brand, but everyone's like, what kind of, I want to identify as being a crazy entrepreneur if the definition is going for a massive goal, like Rose said, like I'm into that crazy. Or am I an executive that wants to be the top 100 executive in the world? Am I that crazy to pursue that great of a goal, to know that I need to work on my mindset if I have that goal? And putting that vision into people help us understand what we can do for one another as well. I'm going to help you reach this unattainable goal, the goals that 0.01% of the world go after. That's nuts. That is a certain caliber, right? And now our messaging can speak to that 1%, that 0.1%. The crazy ones, as Steve Jobs called it, the round pegs that fit in the square holes or whatever. Yeah, amazing. And again, very quickly, like we didn't know Charlie, 5 minutes ago, and now we have feelings about him. We have knowledge about him. We have thoughts, and he exists in our minds, which is powerful. And yeah. So anyways, okay. Anyone else? Okay, I'm going to pause that. Does someone else want to jump on the stand and introduce themselves before we do breakout rooms? All right, Sam. Okay, Sam and then Usama. Okay.
Cool. I'm Sam Leibowitz. I am a podcast producer and a conscious consultant for business owners. I know a lot about podcast production and a lot about business. I am the go-to for business owners who feel stuck in their life and in their business, as well as business owners who want to start a podcast and don't know where to start. And I can help you with all kinds of things, specifically podcast and business related.
Love it. Clear. Any questions from the room? What do you want to know more about Sam? Also, who has a podcast in here and who doesn't have a podcast? We can help Sam with that. Yeah, sure. Share.
You is what type of service do you provide? So if I was going to start a podcast, do you start me from square one? Do you help me figure out the technology, all of it, or is it just you're helping me with the actual launch?
The whole kit and caboodle.
Beginning to end, no matter what. Yeah,
Yep.
That's good to specify. That's a great follow-up question that puts a different mindset into me. So brainstorming, imagery, launching, distributing, all of the above.
Done for you solution. Yep, all of
Done
the
for
above.
you. Cool. All right. Any other questions? What else do you guys want to learn? Does anyone here want to do a podcast? I know I want to book you, JD, already. Hands up. Any other question that you could jump into here, no one? That I've got
I have
yeah.
one question.
Yeah,
Do you have a particular niche of like which are your like target audience in your podcast?
No, that's one of the things I help people figure out is
No.
what should their target audience be?
Okay.
Hmm.
And,
How many-
and
Oh, go ahead. Yeah.
yeah, like what's that process like look like? Do you do like a user persona
Hmm.
identification of who would be the target audience?
No, it's more based on the person's goals and it's based on experience, what you're offering and the goals of where you want to go. Because sometimes where you want to go is not where you've been.
Nice. Thank you for the answer.
Yeah. Can you give me an example of someone that had a goal that worked with you? What kind of goal are these are people looking for?
One example is a gentleman came to me who was a tech guy. He had a website and SEO business, but he was also a comic book artist on the side and had worked in the comic book industry 14 years before and came to me and wanted to do a show because of all the comic book movies and TV shows coming out. And he wanted to start making more money from doing comic book stuff but keeping his tech business on the side. So he worked with me about 2-3 years, and he reinvigorated all his comic book industry contacts. He got connections with producers and studios and started pitching more and more comic book projects because of his podcast. Ended up selling his podcast to an entertainment company.
Wow.
And ended up bringing his comic book work income to equal or surpass slightly his tech income, which is what he wanted to do.
Wow. That's significant. There's an accomplished, that's the exact case study I'd put in your portfolio. We'll get to that.
I have 3 case studies. That's one of them.
That's amazing. Okay, yeah, we should all think about the case studies we have as well, because again, walking away knowing about Sam, and we've already had people in the chat be like, yeah, I want to book him. And that's interesting, right? And as a brain, I'm like, oh, all brains are kind of your target audience. Brains, in order to share more of what you have to offer, right? Podcast is one medium in which that increases your reach. And if you have goals to get a certain number of bookings or commerce, Sam, hypothetically, you could craft that into your strategy for your done for you services, correct?
Yep.
Very cool. Maybe we can do a partnership here.
Yeah, I'd be happy to.
All right. Know that Pick My Brain is always open to doing partnerships. It's like how we grow and evolve all the time. So if you ever have ideas of how to pitch us and be like, I want to do a podcast, I want to offer all Pick My Brains a package specifically to a podcast to achieve their goals on Pick My Brain for this much, I'd be like, great. Let's let the network know. We're just going to start to, if anyone has that, and that's really what the marketplace is. But anyways, just wanted to put that in there. Okay, who did I call? Usama, you are up.
Thank you. My name is Usama Ansari, and I'm a technical operations specialist. I do website development, website designing, and providing. And I know a lot about this sector in the web development. I've been doing for around 5 years, and it has I have built a lot of projects from scratch to the final stage in different sector, in politics, in the e-commerce, in the research lab projects I've built, and I'm the go-to for creating your online presence in this world, and with all the latest technologies, with the AI or virtual reality integration, I do all that stuff in that. And I can help you in empowering you digitally. And also I am also passionate about the sustainability, how with the use of technology I can put or integrate the sustainability piece into the development. Yeah.
Love it. Very good. Any follow-up questions that you would dive into? Who has a website? Who's hired someone in web to do digital presence and online stuff? Yeah. Sorry, I have to flick through. Brenda, feel free to pipe up too. Yeah.
I was just curious want to hear a little bit more about the sustainability part of how sustainability fits in with web development.
Yeah, so in that I've been following the sustainability development goals, in which there have been doing web development for climate organizations, in which they need an online presence to share the events that are happening around the region related to address the sustainability issue, be it eco-friendly picnics or going for a hiking in support of the health and fitness. So all these different elements, and even if I'm developing some e-commerce website development, so I'm getting in contact with the person who is producing the product, so that I can share the whole supply from the bottom to the final stage, so that it's more transparent and people recognize how the product is sustainably produced and reaching to them. Yeah.
Wow. I've never heard of that add-on service onto an e-commerce business. I'll do a whole supply chain. And you know, it's so funny, Whole Foods is investing tons of hundreds of millions of dollars, and their dream is that you pick up any product on a shelf and you can see where that product came from. Right? We're getting to that level of transparency.
Yeah,
with
transparency with
Same.
the blockchain technology. You
That's
can
incredible. That's a service in and of itself. Does on your e-commerce site, you could go and just look at all these e-commerce sites, these products, and like, does yours transparently show me where this is coming from? Because that's going to be important, because consumers are starting to shop that way. And I have a service in 10 hours that I could do that for you. This is what I do, and I do it because I care. You know, right there is an add-on that you could just go message every single client, which is like millions of websites that do not have this done. Standardize it and go very mission-based. My mission is that every e-commerce site, just like Whole Foods is investing in, that you know what you're buying. You know, that's a plug and play repeatable offer, you know, that you could just roll with. And I would just bundle, maybe we can work on that for your paid offer. I have never heard that, and I'm so excited that you're offering that. And that's like one image. It'd be so easy to sell, actually, if you got it down. If we like workshopped that, that could be a very, you know, you could go on a goal. I'm going to sell 1,000 of these. I'm going to get 1,000 websites this year, or, you know, we'd figure out the cadence. But yeah, one, and just rinse and repeat. And in doing so, elevate society. You know, hop on a call with me. Let me look at your website and I'll tell you what is missing, where consumers' direction is going, and just keep investing in yourself in the knowledge that this is what consumers are demanding. I'm going to show you why that you need to be on this side of history. Very cool. That nuance came out. I love when the nuance comes out. That's really, really good. So yeah, let's seed plant that and maybe workshop that as your paid offer. Very nice.
Thank you for the insight, Maxine.
Yeah, you're so welcome. Okay, now we're going to go into breakout rooms and we're going to do this as a group. And I just really want you to answer. I know a lot about, I'm the go-to for, and I can help you. And I want you to listen, because you're going to come back and I'm going to ask a few people to introduce the person that gave you the introduction. Right? Because another thing that I really want to make sure with Pick My Brain is that we all understand so much about what one another does, so that all 26 people in this room can be working on our behalf to help share what we do along our journeys. You know, if we know what each other does, we can be each other's referral as well. So listening about what people do is just as important at having that powerful introduction and being able to articulate what it is you do. So I'll put you in a breakout room for about 10 minutes, probably 3 or 4 people. And again, just do exactly what we did today, go through one by one, listen, and we'll come back, and I want 3 people to volunteer to share what they heard, okay? Amazing. 26, we'll go 10. Yeah. All right. Okay. Some of you will be in a room with 2, but that's good. Okay, we'll be back. Oh, hold on one sec. Yeah, we're good. Okay, we'll be, if those that don't have their camera on, if you feel like popping it on for the breakout rooms, that's great. That'd be awesome. If you want to turn it off and you need breaks, that's also great. We will see you guys back in 10 minutes. Oh, are you there, GD? Interesting. Okay, I'm going to pause this. If you are there, feel free to reach out. Otherwise, I'm just going to chip away at my masterclass and keep working on the next sections. Did you click the button real fast?
No, I'm loving the webinar so far. Thank
Oh,
you.
good. Oh, you're so welcome. There's always know in the breakout session, there's always like that 60 seconds. So anyone who pops back out first is like leaves the room, but there's still a 60-second countdown or whatever. Yeah.
Oh, we got kicked out actually.
Oh, did you?
Yeah. That's
Uh,
yeah.
who was in your room?
Randy and Chris.
Oh, there they are. Okay.
Yeah, no worries.
No. Okay. Well, you guys learn lots about each other?
Yeah, no, it's really helpful.
Good. Okay, well, until everyone kind of comes back.
Yeah, I can't wait to hear more tips because I feel like mine was, I put that in the chat. I feel like my answer is all the same for all three of them.
Cool. This is it. This
For
is
better,
the
for worse.
I have to, that's a good thing. You got to dial it, right? Yeah. How can we best communicate in one line what we are so people can remember? But
Oh, okay. Oh, that's helpful to know. Okay, so then it's a feature, not a bug.
totally. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Welcome back, everyone. How'd you guys find that?
Fascinating. I got a lot out of it. Yep.
Nice. I love fascinating. People are fascinating. Humans are fascinating, and I want to travel them as much as I want to travel the world. And even more so now. I really like staying at my home and just traveling people. So there's so much we can learn from each other, and there's so much we can communicate with one another in such a short period of time. And what I was saying to is it Irina? Irina, my apologies. Irina. Was what is that one thing that we're all going to remember each other by? We're gonna like, oh yeah, Mark, the LinkedIn guy, or Kevin, gratitude card. What are kind of the things that we, right? Charlie, crazy sports 1%. What are the things that our brains grab from introducing one another? So I'm going to ask, like I said, 3 people to introduce someone that they met. What stuck out? Just give them an introduction. Hands up, whoever wants to jump in and do that. Who's listening? All right, Mark, you're up.
I met Brenda Benham, and I had never met her before. We also had Sam Leibowitz on the call as well, on the room as well, and I knew him from before, and you all know him now because he started. But what's interesting about Brenda is she is an ex-attorney, and she made the jump out of being an attorney, and so many people are stuck there. So she became a speech coach and a speech consultant because she had to make a speech for years and years and didn't do a good job of it. And somebody came into her business and taught her the tricks, the mental tricks of how to do it. So you never know who touches you. You never know how they touch you. You get opportunities, and that can change your career. And it changed hers, which was really fascinating. So I love the fact that we're all in beta. We're never finished products. We're always changing, pre, post, and anti-pandemically. It's just incredible. She knows brain science, which is the scientific side of why we do what we do, which is a big thing for me. So I want to talk to her further about that. And she also has partnered up with somebody who makes slides, designs PowerPoint slides. So you not only get speech coaching, you get great slides to go with speech coaching, which is brilliant. It's a great vertical integration. I love it.
Such a good integration.
Was I close, Brenda?
That was good, Mark. What do you think, Brenda?
Yeah, that was exactly right. Yeah, I know the brain science about how people learn and remember, and therefore what that means for organizing a presentation, creating slides that don't distract, and then I can help with presence and stuff for people who are not confident to present.
Gorgeous.
And yeah, Mark got it exactly right. It was awesome. I can't wait to talk to
Everybody,
him when
meet
I
my
get
friend Brenda.
That's again, yeah, the package that gets me, you know, like, again, that's such an interesting, like, custom package. I'm not only going to get training in my mind, and I'm not only going to get confidence for my talk and workshop that, but I'm going to get slides too. What is that bundle called? How do we want to price it? How do we want to strategically go to market with that? Who needs that? Every startup founder ever. Who else? Lawyers that are doing presentations. You're in that world. You've got that attorney world to tap into. So we'll dive into that. Very good. Thank you so much, Mark, for sharing and listening. Anyone else want to introduce? Yeah, Kevin.
Meet my friend Marlena. She is a photographer and a visual strategist. And who she loves working with are artists that are represented by an agent, whether that's a music agent or a book agent, and they need to take control of their personal brand and steer it so that it grows in the direction they want it to go. And what really excites her is working with female musicians because they are disadvantaged in the industry, and she wants to level the playing field.
Ooh, love the specificity on who they want to help. How did he do? Marlana?
He did great. So in appreciation, I am going to say how much I appreciate Kevin. And I'm grateful for him.
Yeah, he does exude that. Very good. Can I ask your why? He said it's because female musicians are disadvantaged. Were you a female musician, or do you have female musicians in your family, or?
I don't. I actually went to cover an event about a year ago, and it was a event for women in music. And in speaking to a lot of them and hearing their stories, you realize how underserved and underheard that voice is. And so I'm not quite sure what that's going to look like yet, but it's something that I want to explore amongst my other things.
And Maxine, she did not lead with that. That's what came out in conversation. And when she said that, I'm like, oh my gosh, right? I mean, I'd be going that direction. Here's where I want to make the biggest difference and who I can really help. So
I really love that. I love this. I'm going to take a pause and be like, that is what Pick My Brain wants. It wants to pull out the offers that are passion driven in you. Okay. Do not be afraid that these don't have to fit consulting boxes. It's not a consulting website. It is like, what is your passion driven offer? What is your goal? Do you want to help 1,000 female musicians? What's coming to my mind is like this whole brand package of photographs of me, which exude my brand. Articulating, like, right, musicians, creatives have a hard time, especially music. Like, how do you brand music? That's such an interesting workshop in and of itself. So similar to like this package that we had with the presentation, the brain science, Brenda's package, and the slides, yours could be a brand package. Like, I'm gonna come take photos of you at your show. Because that is part of your brand. You know, I am going to look at your audience and identify who is here while I'm at your show. Can you imagine someone that comes to your show, notices the vibe, the culture, the people, the ages, snaps pictures of you, and then recounts back to you what they see? Very valuable. Maybe.
Well, and what I just heard there, Maxine, is then all of a sudden identify the type promoter that's going to want to book you for their show.
Totally. Wouldn't you? Yeah. I mean, what a great offer. And again, we could go mission based. I want to help 1,000 female entrepreneurs. And then let's find that exact line, you know, showcase themselves beautifully, understand who they are and who they're servicing, you know, bring that brand, what you want to do for them that doesn't make them disadvantaged. Why are they disadvantaged without this information? I love it. Very good. The other offers are already coming out and just like some basic introductions. Okay, one more, Rose.
Oh, I just saw that Irina had mentioned to Marlana about Gritty and Pink. And I don't know where you're located, Marlana. Gritty and Pink is on the West Coast of the United States, Share 11. It's all about women rockers to the front, rock stars. Sound like I was saying rocking chairs. Anyways, we should connect you if you aren't already.
Yeah, I'm actually just outside of Raleigh, North Carolina. And
oh, cool. Hey, North Carolina.
But there were a couple of women that I met at the event that I went to in LA last year that I know just did something with Gritty and Pink, but I really don't know all that much about the organization. I think there's also some other organization that is trying to, I don't know if it's called Women Who Rock or something like that.
Who Rise, and then also Women to the Front in Asheville, North Carolina, where I have a lot of connects of women musicians. So we should totally book a session, Marlana, because I'm super dialed into the women doing powerful things. So
perfect.
Yes. Oh, awesome. Yeah, look at Kevin cheering. Yay, Kevin. Thanks. We need more guys cheering for us. Thank you.
Well, no, I'm cheering because that's not what she led with, right? That came out in conversation. That's her passion. And I'm like, yeah. And I just love how this leapfrogged so quickly. And
does.
Marlena, look at you glowing about this, right?
Agreed.
Yes.
Yeah.
Love it.
I love it. And then we're going to exactly put that into an offer. So it's going to be started today. So you're going to lean into creating that and seeing how that feels. And like we just noticed with Rose, there are specific groups that you could just go partner with them and be like, I want to help all your women for a package deal, right? There's such a clean partnership. Very good. Creation. Okay, one more, and then we will have our 10-minute, 15-minute solo plunking these insights into our profiles. One more introduction. Yeah, David, who did you meet?
It is my pleasure to introduce Ava, whose go-to is astrological charts, who knows a lot about astrology. Obviously, she used to be in high tech. She lives in the San Francisco area, and she loves being a voice of distinction and a sounding board to give you a very distinct way of looking at your situation or reality if you need to get out of your own box and your own way and your own head and look at something from the standpoint of what do the stars offer. And it was a great little conversation with Manasvi as well. So I thought that was quite unusual.
I love it. David, have you done a tarot card reading or anything like that? Or an astrological reading? Is it Ava? Is it Eva? Ava?
Hi, it is Eva. Thanks for asking.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do offer a variety of astrological charts, and I know David is in San Diego, which San Diego is pretty populated with astrologers and people of the spiritual world, divination, that use divination tools. But that's a good question. I didn't ask David or Mansavi if they had received any kind of astrology readings or tarot card readings and how familiar they were. So that is a question that I do have for pretty much anybody I meet. It is actually a question that I ask on an intake form, but I am curious if anybody here has had a astrology reading.
All right, let's give Eva a target audience. Who has had an astrology reading here? Hands up. Cool. Who has never had a reading? Amazing. So I would, Eva, right after this, make your gifted offer. I'm going to gift 5 free astrology readings for those who have never had one. That is a perfect go-to-market strategy, right? Okay. And as we kind of shift, and I think the world is becoming more spiritual and more conscious in this, the modalities in which we can explore ourselves in this universe and this thing called life. There's more and more of them that are surfacing and accessible. So I think people are curious, and if they've never, gifting them an opportunity to step in with no barriers to entry is just beautiful.
So yeah, that's a great idea. I appreciate that. And please feel free to hit me up in the chat if you are really interested in getting a free astrology reading, and we can definitely dive in deep.
Yeah.
And like do a one-on-one. So I'd be happy to.
I ask everyone in this workshop that if we're going to do that work, because in the next session, we're going to start the next session, which is packaging, pricing, and gifting after we plunk this knowledge in, is that at the end, we'll all have these offers created. And I want to see how much offers this group can exchange really quick in between each other first, and then we'll go to market. So if you're going to offer that, share it through Pick My Brain. So you get your 5 stats, your 5 reviews, and we can count that contribution as a result of this community. So I'll show you guys how to do that in the next session, but really good. Again, I feel like the room is already getting like much warmer. It's quite a creative group. The range is big, which is good. And yeah, I already see people sharing their Pick My Brain links below, which is great. I'm going to do 2 things now. So we're going to enter our we're going to write down what kind of came out. And we're going to do that. I haven't quite decided, but I'm just going to share my screen and show how we're going to do that potentially. So I do want you to know that I've got this Excel spreadsheet for all of us with everyone's Pick My Brain link right here. So I will be sending this out. And I do think that I'm going to get you guys to fill actually, I'll share it in the chat right now so you can hop into it. But it's a great way sometimes to plunk your thoughts down in an Excel spreadsheet and then to take it and put it into your Pick My Brain profile, which I'll show you in just 1 second, and then we'll take our quiet time. So I'll just quickly go through what we're going to fill out here. Save the headline for the end. We're going to do that at the very end, but we talked about I know a lot about, I am the go-to for, and I can help you. So feel free to fill kind of those sections out right now, and I'll go through the other offers when we get there. At the same time, this is what I'm split on, so feel free to do whatever you feel most comfortable doing, but we can also go to pickmybrain.world, log into our profile, and click edit profile. And I'm going to show you where we're going to plunk this information again to build this profile that lets anyone kind of come in and see what we're all about. So in our edit section, we've got this left-hand panel. If we scroll down to my profile, the profile is composed of 4 sections: the introduction, the about, the resume, and the portfolio. So in my program, we go through and fill out all these. Today, we're just going to fill out a few of them. I want you to fill out the IMAs, the I know a lot about. If you have time to fill out these other ones, feel free in the 10 minutes, the I am the go-to for. And then in the about, there's the I can help you. Okay, and I just want you to take what you learned in your talk and start to craft it. Remember, this is sketching. We're sketching. It's so fun. If you've already got a profile, think if you can make any of these deeper. So a quick few notes. The IMA list, you can build anything. It's a custom tag list that our system reads. So you can write in whatever you want, and there's a cap to 8 to 10. The I know a lot about list is preset. And we're doing that so we can match make better as our database kind of grows. So feel free to, I know it's a little bit annoying that you have to kind of click, but go through this and find 10 hashtags that kind of describe what you know a lot about, plunk them there. I am the go-to for is just that one line, again, that we're trying to find for ourselves. What are you the go-to for? I'm a go-to for astrology readings and exploring, these certain modalities. I'm the go-to for pitching and presentation. Find your line and start to workshop it here. We are going to be using ChatGPT in this class for the next phase, but feel free to just use your own knowledge right now. Fill out these sections the best you can over the next 10 minutes. And we're going to come back and then a piece of our profile will be filled out. Does that make sense?
So we're taking a break for 10 minutes?
I'm going to set the clock for 10 minutes. I'm going to invite you to turn off your cameras if you want. I'll kind of hang out here just to get that little break. Log into your profile and start filling out those sections, or revisit them if you don't have it, or pick another section if you're past it. So 10 minutes to work on your profile. Makes sense?
Okay.
Yeah? Okay, cool. So I'll see you guys back here in 10 minutes. And if you have any questions, I will be hanging out here. Yeah.
I have a question. So I did fill out the profile, and I don't know if I'm just trying to cram a lot of things in. Can I cram 4 things into I am the go for, or is that usually the purpose?
I would recommend trying to find the catch-all for the go-to, and in the I can help you, list as many specific things within the go-to that you can help people with. You could, I know you, read yours to me right now. Because there's no one answer. It's like how, you decide to share yourself, but what kind of combination are you making?
Okay, I can put it in the chat too, but
Okay,
so I put 4. So AI due diligence for VCs, data and AI strategy for product market fit, pitch deck rescue, go to market advice and rescue.
That's perfect. Keep it. That's perfect.
Okay, keep it. Okay.
Yeah, totally perfect. And actually each of those fill nicely into a potential offer as well. They each have kind of like the work will be to think of your offers are there as a stack. And I know you're part of the executive group, so we've already got that kind of stack established. So if it's like I can get 10 hours of AI due diligence, I could get 10 hours of data AI strategy, that fits all of them. Or is there like a catch-all, I'll do all of this as well, but I like that. And then in the I can help yous, dive in a little bit more specific. What would me as a startup getting due diligence for VCs allow me to do? You can help me sit down and go through my product, and like I am super interested in that actually. what is AI due diligence?
Sure. Oh,
Yeah.
did you want me to answer that now or just,
Yeah.
or am I?
Yeah.
Oh, sure. So it's a couple of things. So for VCs, it's actually, you can think of it like the analog for technical due diligence, but on your data and analytics of just what are you doing? Are you actually doing what you said you're doing? What else are you missing? And if you're on any of the startup showcase, if you're ECN and part of startup showcase, it's, you know, what the typical questions I ask around customers' workflows, how does that all tie in together? And what does that look like from the technical aspects and kind of risks and opportunities there, if that helps.
Yeah, that does help. And it makes me think whether, again, a custom offer of AI due diligence package, again, and every time you go to those showcases, you could go to the startups and be like, I really think you need to tighten this. Why don't you book this package and I can support you? And you just send them that exact link to exactly what you're going to help them with. As startups, especially, we need people to sell us. Because, you know, we need people to come in and be like, you need this help. And you're like, thank you for telling me I need that help. So potentially you have an AI due diligence package, or for VCs, you know, is there in the ECN network that, yeah, you could drop that specific offer and be like, we need to get everyone up to date on this. Be a way to think about it. It does also work with the 50-hour bundle. Right? In 50 hours, I can help you do this, 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 and this, a combination of things. That's good when a startup doesn't, you know, wants you to help you with a wide variety of things. But again, like we talked about with Usama's offer of hitting 1,000 websites and just helping them all do one thing really well, which is like transparently showing their supply chain. You could go help a number of them with this one package. What does the due diligence look like for AI? That is new, right? AI is new. Due diligence for AI is new. You could define that. That could also be, you know, that could become one of your things. You're kind of setting the framework for what that is and why it's so important. And you could even start to create culture change, and that VCs start asking me, have you done your AI due diligence? I'm like, what? Yeah, okay, yeah, you know, but I see that coming through as someone who's integrating AI right now into Pick My Brain, right? Yeah.
Oh, I appreciate it. No, thank you. That helps a lot.
Perfect. Yeah. Amazing. Yeah, if anyone wants to workshop here, feel free. I'm totally down to workshop.
And you mentioned a section, but I don't think I found it in the profile. Or what was the section that you mentioned to add more details on these things?
It is the profile. So introduction has the I know a lot about and I am the go-to for. And then the about has a list of I can help yous.
Oh, I missed that. Okay, thank you.
No problem. No problem. All right, some people are utilizing the Excel spreadsheet. Awesome.
Hey, Max.
Yeah.
When I go to make edits to my profile and I'm changing around some of the little chiclets, for lack of a better term, what they are, it's still telling me that I have not filled out all sections of my profile, and I have.
Okay.
Is that something that you're aware is a glitch in the system, or?
There might be, do you put in, there's something that's throwing, but if you have your digital identity, you have everything on the introduction page filled out?
Yeah, everything.
Yeah.
Every section has something there. And plus I left Twitter because I just politically do not agree with what they're doing. So I'm trying to take my Twitter handle out of that, and it won't get out.
Oh, it won't save?
It won't save a blank.
Okay, do you want to share your screen and I'll kind of look? Hi, Stacy, did you just jump in?
Yes.
Okay, cool. We are currently in the 10 minutes of solo working on our powerful introductions on our profile. So we've got 10 minutes to workshop our I know a lot about, I am the go-to for. There's an Excel spreadsheet in the chat as well, where people are plunking that as well. And we just did that. That is the first session. So I just wanted to catch you up. Second session will be starting very soon, which is packaging and pricing and gifting. Just to let you know. Okay.
So you see, I've got my picture, I've got my headline, I've got my MA, know a lot about, available for, everything's filled in.
Yeah.
When I try to get rid of my Twitter, which I got rid of, and then I click save changes, because there's nothing after that. I get this pink, please double check to make sure all your required fields have been filled.
What is it filling? Okay, we're editing our scroll down to the I am the go-to for me, Mark. And I'm just gonna see if I can grab this for you. Otherwise I'll text the I am the go-to for has a character limit. I wonder, can you just copy that and hold it? It should be good. Can you shorten it in half? Like put one word in there and see if that allows you to save
Oh,
it.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay, just to test it.
Yeah. Yeah, perfect. Let's try to save that.
No, I get the same thing.
Okay, I will look into that for you, Mark. I'm going to message my CTO right now. He's on call. Wonder if it's an individual problem or a collective problem.
Oh, I have lots of individual problems. Somebody could well be.
You and me both. You and me both. Okay, one sec. I will get back to you on that one. Hang tight.
Oh, wait a minute. This is definitely more than 100 characters. I bet that's the problem right there. I bet I'm just too long-winded as usual.
Yeah, but I gotta you should get an error message for that. That's on us.
Okay.
One second. Okay. Play with that. See if that is
Yeah, let me go to Word and see how many characters it is if I could goof around with it somehow.
Yeah.
I need to share that with everybody. That's not necessary.
Sorry about that.
Thank you.
Yeah, no worries. So yeah, fun thing. There'll be a few bugs because we are always growing and scaling and bootstrapped. But we're usually really fast at solving them too. Okay. Mark. Okay, we have 1 minute left before we jump into the next section.
Just one quick question.
Yeah.
Where was the I can help you with section?
It's in the about. It's in the about. Yeah, so I'll show you really quick again.
Yes.
Oh, where did my brain go? Sorry, hold on one sec.
Don't worry.
Where did my screen go? Can you see my screen right now?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, I'll just do another one here. Okay, so it is in the profile section under the about. I'm gonna go edit profile. I'm gonna scroll on my left-hand side and I'm gonna click about and it's gonna be right here.
Okay. I just want to quickly ask you, I've written, I'm the go-to for 3 things: unprocrastinating life, unblocking life, and creating your best life. Should I keep all? Should I remove something?
Is the question that you should put all 3 in there again?
Yeah.
Plunk it in there for now, and we're going to do like a high level over and we're going to read it through. So plunk it in again, we're going to sketch, we're going to draw, we're just like putting the pencil and we're going to put the paint on after. So throw it in there and we'll start dialing. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay. We are at that 10 minutes. So if you guys want to jump back on, flip back your cameras on if you're feeling it. We are going to jump into section 2 of the profile building workshop. Oh, here's my profile. My other screen. All right. How'd you guys do? Besides Mark having a struggle, did you guys get some information plunked in either the Excel or your profile?
I did get some information plugged in, but I found what I said in the spreadsheet.
Yeah.
About, I think it was the second question, because it's all just stuff I have to pick. None of the things I had to pick really work for me.
On the I know a lot abouts?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's us building our AI engine. There's some that have to be fixed and some that have to be custom. So feel free to use the IMA to display that, or the bio section. So we'll read the bio and pull that as well. We're using it for matchmaking. That's why we're doing one custom, one not.
No, I understand why. I understand why you have it, but I read what I put over there and then read what it said, and they weren't all the same.
There could be a speaking. I'm sure there's a speaking one on there or a presentation, but
it was speaking in something. I don't know if it was in that section or the next one.
Yeah, do the best you can with that one.
Yeah.
Us definitely trying to play with, once we've got hundreds of thousands on here, how to do matching.
Yeah.
But use the tool to the best of your ability, and know that you yourself will be doing the most of it. Yeah. Okay. moving on. So that was section 1. That was powerful introductions. Room is warm. We know a little bit more people in the room. This next hour chunk is going to be all about packaging, pricing, and gifting. So we started to do that. We already started to see after a few conversations, these packages that we could start forming and putting boundaries around. So really quick, I am going to, when we think about packaging and pricing, we want to know a few things. What is it that we want to sell? What is it that people in our community need? What is it that people are going to walk away with after working with us? That has to be super crystal clear when we create these offers. There's a really unique way to use ChatGPT to support us brainstorming this, which I'm also going to share. So I'm going to do, again, 10-minute lesson. We're going to talk about this and do breakout sessions and think about our offers, and then we're going to plunk them into Pick My Brain. But I'm just going to, before I do that, I am going to share some examples and case studies with you of how to kind of do this. So packaging and pricing. So I'm gonna head to my profile. So if we go to my profile, like I said, I've been kind of using this for 4 years, learning how to package and price my knowledge. I have launched and tried everything from one-on-one offers to group offers, to master classes, to group sessions, to monthly packages and above. So this is what's live right now on my page. And this is what we're going to be creating in this next hour is I call it our stack. And each of these is an offer that is available to anyone in the world to book. And each of them have different title. They have a different description. They have a different price. And they either let people jump right into my calendar if it's a one-on-one booking, or it allows me to just see what I'm buying as a buyer, click through and pay for that right away. With the masterclass, because you guys all booked me for this masterclass, this is an event-based listing. So this is what I'm offering at the price and when the event is. And when people book that, that's the time that we're all going to meet. So this Meet Me offer is open and live. Anyone in the world can kind of book and come in here and look at my availability and book me for a Meet Me. Same with my strategy session. So I sell a one-off $250 strategy session. I've been booked for it 19 times right here. But I also have a strategy package, which is 3 of those. And I've been booked for that 117 times, which tells me my audience wants to go deeper than just one session. So sometimes it's nice to bundle your offers. Again, both of these are, this one is jump in my calendar. We're going to book that strategy session. The package is buy it up front. Once it's purchased, we're going to book our 3 sessions. I've got a 3-month package as well. People who want support over the course of 3 months, building businesses, unlocking revenue streams, etc. That one also is an offer that's just straight to payment link. So what I'm trying to do is show off the different ways that offers can be booked and that you can start thinking about how to package them. So there are, again, like I said, we've got these, everyone in Pick My Brain, when you log into your profile, you'll have actually, this is in the offer section. So I'm going to scroll down here to the offer section. And this is where Pick My Brain has helped individuals, again, wrap an offer in to a package that anyone in the world can kind of purchase and book. So we call these smart programmable contracts. So how you program this contract is going to be how the contract knows how to execute. So there's elements of these contracts. This Meet Me element, is it a one-to-one? Is it a one-to-many offer? Do you want the person that's booking you to facilitate that knowledge transfer over the phone, online, or is it an offline booking that you're going to do outside? We've got a title. What is the title of that offer? We were talking with Usama. What is the title of that? I'm going to help you on your website make sure that your product is sustainable. We'll have to come up with a creative title for that, a description for that offer. The confirmation message sends after someone books it. So it's just like a UX UI interactive way to like follow up with anyone that's buying that offer from you. There is a cancellation policy on each of the offers that you can set if you want. And then we pick the rate. How much is that offer? How many of those offers are we making available every month? So when we're gifting our knowledge, we're going to sometimes want to limit it. let's say Eva wants to offer 5 free astrological readings every month as a gift. She can limit it. So she lets her network know first 5 that get in are good, and she's no longer available in that month. Next month, it opens up in her calendar. We can also set the length. And again, if it's a masterclass type offer, you can also select the date and time of that. And then you just save the service and you turn it on. These little toggles mean that this offer is no longer available on the marketplace and no one can book it. And this means that everyone can book it and it is available on the marketplace. With every offer, you have the opportunity always to accept, reject, or reschedule. But this is real where the like heart of Pick My Brain really lies, is getting really creative about what do we want our stack to be. And I want to keep this masterclass simple. Again, we only have 3 hours to build a website, launch an offer, and go to market. So we're going to think of one gifted session to offer. And I'm going to ask you guys some follow-up questions and one paid, but know at the very bottom, so you can see how many offers I've played with. Sometimes they're off. And sometimes I just create them for fun. But down here, there's a few templates that you can use to kickstart that you can opt into. So the Meet Me is added to everyone's profile. If you want to offer a Pick My Brain call, we believe like a lot of professionals can just be available for 30 minutes. You can add these different packages to your profile as well if you want, or you can create your own independently. So how have people been packaging and pricing their knowledge? Again, I'm going to highlight a client that we just onboarded, a group of executives. What we packaged for them was, again, the opportunity to meet. Everyone's opted into that. We unlocked an opportunity for them to have their brain picked for 30, 60, or 90 minutes, ranging from $200 to $500. Again, I really truly believe that most people on LinkedIn, like all these professionals, we can offer something as simple as like, do you want to sit down and ask me questions? If so, I have a formal offer for that. We also unlocked executive mentorship packages. The idea are these executives available to support professionals every week for 3, 6, or 12 months, giving people the opportunity to opt into this offer. And another offer that works for a lot of people is these fractional support bundles of hours. So again, what if I spent 10 hours with you? Or if I bought 10 hours of your time, what could I accomplish with you? You know, Sam, if I spent 100, could I buy 100 hours of podcasting, coaching, support, creation? And when we've done those 100 hours, I'm going to see how far we get. It's a kind of a catch-all to do certain projects if you want to package it that way as well. Outside those, again, here's just a group of like showing off other really creative ways to package that people have done and found success with. So this is Ashok. He offers a class called Conflict, Culture, and Democracy. And it's $250, and he bundled a custom offer where he teaches this every so often. This is Tanya. Actually, I'm going to show her profile because hers is really very custom in terms of like how creative she's kind of got with her offers. And the reason I'm showing you this is just for you to like see, how are we going to do this? Because we get to decide how we package and price our knowledge as knowledge workers and independents. And there is no one right way to do it. It's what is in alignment with you and how do you want to make these available to people around the world? So Eva, you would probably find Tanya so interesting as well. You would have a lot to talk about, but she's kind of gone and created these 90-minute or 75-minute offers. She has one 4-week offer called Soul Journey. But you can kind of book her for an Akashic record reading for $100, a family system constellation, a Gene Keys reading. So she's getting creative with like one-off offers that she's titling very different. She's still got the free Meet Me open and available. She's got a standard coffee and conversation open, but she's gone and customized different 1-hour sessions that are unique to what knowledge she can offer. And she's been doing really well with those. She's gotten 16 bookings since she's launched. And just really loves doing these types of sessions for people and wanted a place on the web where people could book and leave reviews for her when they did. I actually just booked a Gene Key session because I just discovered what it was. Super fascinating. I spend a lot of money on Pick My Brain because I'm so interested in what people can lift me to. So there's that. Another example, a creativity coaching session. We had someone launch, sit down with someone, you know, for 90 minutes and just get creative about whatever you're working on. This is Will. He bundled He's a professional speaking coach. And so he bundled a 20-hour package to become a better master in speaking. And he just helps individually people with where they're at for 20 hours of coaching and to bring them up one level for $500. So lots of ways to do it. Again, I've done it a number of ways, but I want to stop and kind of pause. So I just wanted to like inspire with like, okay, there's a lot of ways to kind of do this. This is really the creativity. What is your stack? What do you want your stack to look like? But what I want to call 3 people on today to kind of speak through this as we can hear each other do that is, what is something that you want to gift? Think of something that you want to gift. And Andrea, I saw your LinkedIn post today. You already kicked off, which is super exciting. So I might call on you too. And what is something that you want to charge for? And then the third question, what is something that if someone paid you $1,000 to $5,000, what is a $1,000 to $5,000 offer that you could craft for someone that's a bit more of a transformation? These are kind of the questions that I want you guys to think about out loud. So if anyone's feeling brave to workshop with me, put your hand up and I'm going to take you through those and we're going to find those offers just like we were kind of doing before. Okay, we're going to go Rose, Stacy, and then Kevin. All right, Rose, you are up.
Okay, this is great because I want a one-on-one with Maxine, but I'll take a one-on-many with you. Okay, so, and I also have a technical question. I don't want to forget about my profile that I'm having a little probably user issue, but okay. So I want to gift. I just realized this yesterday when I met somebody I met at the last event you hosted in my city, which was cool. Yeah. So yay. I want to gift a conversation to people about like breaking down tech into bite-sized pieces, particularly like the Bitcoin bros, like they're not going to win on Web3. And I want to talk about that and explain why, especially women might want to talk about that. It's super, super important because it's the future of how the internet will work. And I totally get it. And I want to make that bite-sized for as many people who want to talk about it or just listen or conversation.
Okay, a few follow-up questions. So interesting. One offer that I launched that I made $7,500 on was called Blockchain from a Woman's Perspective. And I hosted a $75 workshop. And it was a workshop that I invited all my female friends to be like, do not get left out of this investment opportunity. By the end of this workshop, you're going to kind of understand what this is all about and we're going to invest. And I just invited my girlfriends to a masterclass to learn about it. And I put together a deck to kind of bring the knowledge up to a standard. And I hosted that class 3 times and then I retired the offer. So my question to you is, do you want it to be one-on-one? Do you want it to be one-to-many? And how do you imagine inviting someone in? Like if I was like, oh, I'm interested, how are you inviting me in? Let's sit down and talk about blockchain for an hour. Is that the offer, to just feel comfortable about it?
Yeah, I mean, the ultimate goal is, because I'm not a financial professional, like I don't have the same background necessarily as you do, where I could give advice on where to go. Yeah. I mean, that's not true. I could give advice on where to go learn more, but I couldn't give advice as far as like, you should totally invest in this, more like an educational tool. Yeah. And I feel like I love talking about hot topics where people are like, oh, I don't want to look at that. That sort of like, oh, it's not weird or scary. It's actually very important. Okay, cool. So I think the one-to-many is a great consideration.
You could, it works really well. Hey, who wants to get together with a bunch of ladies and talk about this thing that we should all know a little bit about? Over the course of 90 minutes, I'm going to introduce you to new resources. I'm going to kind of increase the bar of how to think about this technology that's so important. I'm going to share some case studies about where it's being applied, and then we're going to have a conversation about it so you can practice saying it as well. This is for women who, and now pull out that problem. Head on, don't get it, right? Just it hasn't clicked yet. This is for women who want to deepen their understanding. Maybe they get it a little bit, but they want to go deeper. And again, the invitation would be, I'd be like, okay, whip that up in an offer, one-to-many offer, pick the date that you want to host this session, just like I did this masterclass, and go invite 20 of your women friends, and you will get 10 of them to come. And record it. And if again, I'm just like workshopping, you can just nil any of this or adjust it as necessary, but that's one way to go. The other way to go, actually, I'll pause there and see what you think about that. And then
Yeah,
What do you
that's
think
super
about
cool. I'm just curious. So, but because this to me is like yesterday's coffee date, like I
Yeah.
felt like this is a great, it's a way for me to show up in service, but it gets people curious to
Yeah.
think, how else can they have bite-sized pieces of technology support them?
Yeah.
But also, right? Because then they can book me. So I'm wondering, because you said when you did a blockchain for women's perspective, you charged. I still would want to make this kind of
gifted. Yeah.
the gift. Okay.
Totally. And Rose, we can take this further. Like if this is part of your brand again, and this is, everyone can do this once a month. You could become known for just doing one class once a month for your community. It's free. It's on a different topic. All of the topics involve, something that's larger with your brand. January, we're doing blockchain. February, we're doing AI. March, we're doing Zapier. What is your community struggling with that I can sit down with Rose, who I know and love and trust already because I'm in your network, to learn with a bunch of women together. And maybe you can even go deeper later if you ever want to, but go through that motion of like learning how to host a masterclass. That's a great thing to do just once in your life, host a masterclass for your community. I literally think we all have a masterclass in us, and we could all, like, sometimes I want to do masterclasses on just like, let's create one offer. We're going to create a group offer. We're going to invite 10 people to it. And we're going to go through the process of teaching 10 people something. That's a beautiful journey. That's something we could all do.
Right.
But yeah, you can always like keep going further. Like maybe one day in the future, I buy a 10-pack to Rose's classes because I know she's hosting so many cool ones. Later down the line, it becomes something. But right now,
cool.
I love the idea of your gifted offer being pick a date, pick a time, pick a title that you're going to go through it, and go invite 20 of your women friends and know that 50% will show up. Usually with a conversion, if you've got a really tight women community already. Start it small, go through that, get 10 reviews on your Pick My Brain profile. And then you created something. What a beautiful,
when you do the events, and that was sort of a person is putting their specific Zoom link, right? So I would put my Zoom link in there.
Yeah.
So I can share this here with this community. I can use that same link with my women community. I could post it, right? Like on another, right? So it basically, you're drawing the funnel of audience from all places, including the Pick My Brain community, to my specific Zoom room, right?
Correct. Yeah. So let's do this really quick. I'm going to show you guys because I think everyone in this class does have a masterclass in them. So we're going to create a one-to-many offer. We're going to go to our back end. It's going to be online. You're going to put your Zoom link here. It's casual. We're just testing that. Let's just go blockchain for women. You'll like workshop this a little bit more. And again, I'd probably be using ChatGPT for this, just to kind of help support like the description of it. We can dig into that later, but you'd get an image for that and you'd say, in this 90-minute masterclass, we are going to, and you've got your copywriting skills, Rose, right? Like, you know how to do that.
Yeah.
Confirmation message. So excited for you to come. Please come ready to do this, this, and this, whatever message you want there. Next. This is a gifted offer, totally. And you're selling a certain number of tickets, 20 tickets, maybe, if you don't want to limit, you can keep it unlimited, but it's nice to sell a limit sometimes, to set depending on how cozy you want the room. It's a 90-minute offer potentially, and you're going to host it on, I don't know, June 27th at 1:00. You're going to click publish. Okay. And this event, so I'm going to click it on mine because I've got an unlimited profile. So I've just turned it on. I just made it. Now I'm going to go see that on my profile. And it's going to be right there. Okay. So now what I want to do, it's bookable. Anyone in the world can kind of come and book it and see that it's an event-based listing. I'm going to take this offer. I'm going to click and copy it right here. And I can share that with anybody. And when I share it, that link, it pops up that exact offer. So when you invite your friends, hey, would love to host this class. I'm hosting this class. I'd love for you to come. Here's the link. It just pops right up with your profile on it. You're going to get views. So remember the game that we're playing with their dashboard, you're going to get views on your profile, right? So think about what they're going to read when they're coming there. You're going to get bookings. And you're going to get 10 reviews or however many reviews people leave you after that session, because after that session, Pick My Brain will remind everyone who took that masterclass, how was it? And you've just created something, and I would probably be like, then create a portfolio project on it. What happened? And see how it felt, and then pause and do a reflection. How much do I love hosting group sessions? How good did that feel? Hosting this free masterclass felt so good, and there was no, I just felt like I could have fun because it was a gift. Sometimes gifting is like so much fun because you can just play. I'm like, oh, I have nothing to lose. Like, I'm just going to help people think about this because I didn't charge. There's no expectation. And sometimes you want to have expectation, right? I have a program that's 6 weeks that people want to do this over and over the course of 6 weeks and actually sell. That creates a lot more energy. So I'm going to charge for that, but I'm going to give people an introduction for free. Yeah. So thinking about how to feed in, does that help?
Totally help. Can I ask just like a UX question?
Yep.
I, for whatever reason, when I go to upload an image, I get like the little circle with a like cross to it. Like I can't do that. But I also, when I want to edit, like whether or not it's casual or professional, I can't click between the two. It's just like, which is cool. I'm casual. It's fine. But I just wonder if like if it's a browser issue, if there's like, do I need to update something or?
The image uploader and crop right now on Pick My Brain is being worked on. So if anyone's having trouble cropping their image, it's because we're trying to fix it. Like it's a little bit broken right now. My team's working on it right now. So that might be one thing.
Okay.
The casual professional, I haven't seen that one yet. I didn't have any problems right there. Maybe we can, again, when you guys have bugs, you will have bugs. Welcome to having a tech product.
Super fun.
Super fun.
So fun.
So fun. Yeah, all the time fun. But hopefully, yeah. Oh, maybe. Oh, there is something locked. So leave it to what the default is.
Okay.
Yeah, I think when it's there's something going on here. When it's a one-to-many, it seems to be, click around. I will ask my dev team what's going on. This is a test for us. We're probably going to get rid of it. So don't put too much emphasis on it. We're just testing whether we can split the marketplace different ways.
Okay, cool. I just want to make sure that I wasn't missing something because I get so into the details of stuff that sometimes I'm like, I'm sure I just didn't see the button. So I just want to be sure about that.
No,
Thank you.
Oh, and I wasn't clicking around. I forgot to. Yeah, no worries. These are good questions so that we can all just see and like know that we got to kind of click. So it's good.
Cool.
Okay, good offer. Stacy, what are you thinking?
Yeah, I'm having so many thoughts now. I'm so appreciative that others have gone first. So I hadn't thought about a masterclass or a workshop as a gift, but I sure am now. I'm here to be, most mercenary. So the way I was thinking about my gift, big air quotes, was a kind of discovery call. So call me investors, founders, business owners with what's keeping you up at night. And let's have a 30-minute discussion about it. And you can pick my brain as a kind of entree into hopefully figuring out how I can help people and selling them in on how we might do that.
Okay, I want to dig a little bit deeper because I feel like a discovery call is an offer that leads into a paid offer. So it's not necessarily a gift. It's like, we're going to discover what you need so that I can offer you services.
Totally true.
Yeah. So I would try to think deeper. What do founders need to sit down with? Like what is your go-to? What's your go-to, Stacy? What do you love helping people with?
I love helping founders, business owners, investors with my experience and expertise and objectivity, be able to tease out what really matters to them and get to the core of what is authentic about their company or their brand that can help differentiate them.
Okay. Interesting. What started to tweak me, I'm a startup founder, so I'll share from my perspective because I sit in that, is an offer where someone with your level of experience is going to look at my company and tell me what she thinks. That is very valuable. So what is that called? Like an audit? Audit. Yeah, that's a great gift. Audits are great gifts. And I will share an example just as we kind of go through these. I'll share people who have done similar things and found success. We have a brain called a Valdez. I always bring him up because he's such a gifter. Every week on LinkedIn, this man, and he's similar. He helps startup founders talk about mental health. And let's see what he says here. Oh, he's adjusted it. So now he's helping build foundations and systems that will help startups increase revenue growth. When he started, so he's done 276 bookings. When he started, he had a one offer for any startup founder that wanted to talk about mental health. And once a week on LinkedIn, this man would post, all right, guys, anyone in my network wants to talk about mental health as a startup founder and just jam it out with me, I'm open. And he would share that exact link, and he got 276 bookings because people are like, oh my gosh, I never get to talk about this. And he would share a bit of his story as a result, like what he went through. And look, if you read some of these reviews that he got from that gift, and again, once a week on LinkedIn, he just reminded his audience every week. And it's not going to happen the first time you remind it. You're not going to get booked the first post you make. So just know that people need to now see your stuff like 17 times before they like understand what you do. So never feel like you can share it enough. Andrea, I hope you post every single week that you've got an event brainstorming session available, because you just got to keep doing it. But Stacey, I would be like, yeah, a 60-minute audit where someone with X number of years of experience, are going to look at your site and your platform and ask you a bunch of questions, and I'm going to feed you back what I see. Because I talk to investors and startup founders, and that, you've got that lens. And then I'd maybe go to one way to, I'll do this right now really quick. One fun thing to do. So if I I'll go to my profile and show how ChatGPT sometimes can help us think about this, because we got to incorporate this technology into our lives. But sometimes what I do, actually, I'll show you, I think I've got it saved up here. Yeah, okay. So I went on to ChatGPT and I said, ChatGPT, I want you to help me package, price, and gift my knowledge into services based on the following information. I want you to come up with 3 separate offers: one free 30-minute offer, one paid 60-minute offer, and one $1,000 offer. Okay. And then what I plunked and I gave it, it was my I am my I know a lot about, and my I can help you, which we just filled out. Okay. And look what ChatGPT kind of plunked out for me. So it said, this is my free offer. It gave me my gifted, a knowledge evaluation and growth opportunities exploration. In this free 30-minute session, I'm going to help you evaluate your current knowledge, skills, and areas of expertise. We're going to explore some options personally, professionally, and creatively. Together, we're going to leverage your knowledge and think of a revenue stream. Here are some benefits of that offer. And I was like, damn, yeah, I could definitely do
sold.
that. Yeah.
Sold. My husband calls ChatGPT my new boyfriend. So I'm going to ask you a favor, Maxine. Is there possible for you to put that prompt and everything that you said into the chat? So we can grab that, because like, prompts are golden right now. And this one seemed to have worked out. And if I can use that as a template, that'd be awesome. Thank you so much.
You are so welcome. And I will share this in our notes, on this Excel spreadsheet that I've shared with everyone as well, that everyone's filling out. Great job. ChatGPT prompt for services. Where do I'll just put that, just merge that and add that. But yeah, it is very helpful sometimes to plunk in everything you're about, that you filled out in your Pick My Brain profile, and ask it to start for you, and ask yourself, like, is this something that I can offer? Could I confidently fulfill what ChatGPT thinks I can fulfill? So I'll put that's in there, I believe. Okay, I'll make that edited a little bit.
Thank
later,
you so much. And that's such a great idea. I hadn't thought of that, of just because I am really good at that, and I end up doing that. And that's part of the first whatever level of, the way in which I help my clients. So I like that. I think, I don't know about an hour, but maybe 30 minutes. Yeah. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I think that I'll pass so other people can be helped more. But that was really, really valuable, and I'll focus on that. The only quick question that I have for you, Maxine, is that I went and set everything up, and now I'll tweak it based on what we just did and what my boyfriend ChatGPT has to say. But I do notice, and I think because of this synergistic partnership, that suddenly my offers, there are more offers there populated. So I don't know which ones now I'm supposed to use and not use for this Malloy partnership that we have.
Yeah, it looks like you've got the Malloy stack exactly here.
Okay.
This is, so what Stacey's referring to is Pick My Brain builds knowledge marketplaces as a service and partners with groups and onboards the entire group and unlocks an offer for that group to offer. So this is the stack we unlocked for this group called Malloy Industries. Stacey, you can unlock, you can keep this and then unlock custom services as well. And again, when you're gifting that, like Suzanne just unlocked a gift and she called it my gift to you. So when she talks to people in her meeting, she's like, you know what, I want to give you a gift at the end of a discovery call or someone she meets. And she sends them this link. Again, she copies that link, sends it in a DM, and this is what it reads. And it's such a nice thing to have in your pocket. Collaborate with me for 60 minutes. Let me help you clarify and articulate a part of your story. And so she actually offered this to me when she saw me pitch a group. She's like, I think I can craft your origin story a bit more. How about you book this gift? And I was like, what an amazing offer. She saw me in action, identified that I could tighten my origin story, and then sent me this link, right? And she has a goal of doing 10 of these, right? We just like launched this gift offer and that's how we package it. So it's a custom offer. And now she's baking it into her process. So when she goes to events, she's like, oh, I noticed someone could tighten it. She sends it to them. And then she sells a storytelling package and a media ready package. So yes, she's gifting, right? And it's 60 minutes. So she dives in, but she's like, now, do you want me to take what we've learned today, right? And help you write it, help you write an outline, help you memorize it, give you feedback on saying it. That's way more work, right? So that's an offer. So this gift leads into both these paid offers really, really well. And that's really the art and science, is like how well your stack reinforces it. And this just takes time and self-knowledge about yourself. Yep. But as an example, again, I think everyone in this room could do that as a strategy. What is that thing that you are able to send anyone that you meet? What a nice thing. It says like, it's so nice to meet you. Hey, it was so nice to meet you. And I would love to offer this. You can book it anytime. This is what I do for people, right? And you're going to collect all these reviews like a Valdez does, and you're going to increase your chance of converting at those higher ticket prices or those offers that are in alignment.
Perfect. Thank you so much. That was really, really helpful.
Yeah, you're so welcome. No problem. Okay, we'll do one more and then we will start to go work on our own gifted offers. Manasby. Did I say that right? Oh, Kevin. No, sorry, I said Kevin. My apologies. I'll come back to you. I forgot I had mentioned Kevin. Hold on.
Okay, no problem.
Yeah, sorry, Kevin, you're up.
All right. Well, Maxine, one of the things that just kind of hit me as I've listened to this is I have one idea that I want to explore with you. I don't know if you know this, but I do these gratitude encounters once a month. It's just something I've done for almost 3 years now, and it's just a public way. But I'm thinking, what if I do a monthly gift encounter for Just Pick My Brain? And you have to be a Pick My Brain family member to join a Pick My Brain gratitude encounter.
So tell me about the encounter. Is it a group offer? Is it a one-on-one?
It's a group offer. This is a group offer. It's a 60-minute session that's guided to help people explore, express, and experience gratitude over the course of an hour.
Ooh, awesome. I love
yeah. And so we have 3 rounds. There's an introduction, right? There's 10, 15 minutes where we're getting people acquainted, connected. We use a tool called Mentimeter so everybody can interact and participate. So we do that. And then we have a theme for that month. And we'd always pick a theme that's connected to Pick My Brain somehow, right? Connection. And then there are 3 rounds. And round 1, we invite people into small groups. We tee up the topic. People go into small groups for 8 to 10 minutes. Then they come back and we share takeaways from that. And then round 2 is always an invitation to get people to express gratitude to 1 or 2 other people via a text message, right? Just it's a personal thing that's connected to the theme. And then round 3, we do another breakout topic. And then, at the end of that, it's just, but it's to help people really experience gratitude. So like I said, I've been doing these, and somebody said, I was just like, wow. And so we would limit them to a size because it's got to be
intimate.
50 or less people so everybody can see each other on the screen. But I'm wondering, what if we experimented with that as a gift offer for 3 months and just see what happens?
Why not? We are just working on so we're going to send weekly newsletters very shortly that showcase brains in our database and just introduce you to different people, because we have like so many fabulous people onboarding and you guys just don't know because they're sitting in the marketplace. So number one, we're going to do that. Number two, you're making me think now, why don't I do also a newsletter, all the free offers on Pick My Brain this month that you can dive into and try and sample. Right.
Wow.
And then I could actually create a template offer called Gifted that people structure. And maybe I could do it that way. And maybe we could lead with this gratitude. I love what the group is saying too. These are excellent titles. Gratitude, grouptitude. Love that. But yeah, I think that's a great idea, Kevin. Let's talk about that. If you could workshop in our 10 minutes of silent time, putting that down in your offer, creating an event-based listing. We'll do the first one, maybe in July, and we'll just invite people into that. And again, it's so in alignment with Pick My Brain because it's just about experiencing people. Like go and try all these sessions and see what comes out, see who you meet, see who you agree, see what you understand. Like I'm evolving my product, hearing you want to do that.
Yeah. And then personally, I would just offer a personal gratitude session, 30 minutes. If you're if you're feeling stuck or if you're feeling down or if you're elated and you just want to share good news, right? There could just be a personal gratitude session. And that, so yeah.
I think that's same with Stacy. Have that one in your pocket for sure. And anytime you notice that, again, it's so when people, this can become our strategy, you guys on LinkedIn to share more love, is like when you meet someone, follow up. It was so nice to meet you. Again, I would love to sit down and jam about gratitude, or, hey, it looks like you would need a dose of gratitude, or do you want to just like explode about that masterclass with gratitude because it went so well? I just want to help you pull that out and sit in that feeling, whatever it is you want to say that as, but your profile could be entirely gifting, Kevin, as well, if you wanted. And you could have one, paid offer that's deeper, a transformative one. But I love the personal one-on-one 30-minute and the group. And Rose, you could do very similar one-on-one talk about blockchain, group talk about blockchain, because you capture different people with it. Yeah, I like it. Who here would book a 30-minute free gratitude session? Yeah. Like, was so interesting. Why not give that a go and record it? Beautiful. Kevin, I'd probably like also record every session and start a podcast and then go hire Sam. Maybe there's a podcast where I just listen to people doing like gratitude. I thought it was such a wonderful episode. Yeah, very good. Is this, so giving, again, seeing how people are doing this, is this helping see how you can kind of craft a strategy and use those contracts to kind of package it? Is that helpful?
Oh, so Maxine, it was listening to the two before that birthed all of this, right? I've been stuck. What do I do with this? Pick My Brain, but just listening to the others sparked this. So I'm glad I was here.
Amazing. Okay, well, now we're going to go into breakout rooms and we're going to talk about our gifted offers and our feed into our paid offers and just get a little bit more clear on that. So think about it. What is the title of it? Use everyone in this room in this breakout session to hear it and play it back to you, right? We are here together to help each other craft it. What is it? And would you book it? And what do you need to know more about it? Kind of dive in, just like what we did with Stacy, Kevin, and Rose. We're going to do now as a group again. Sound good? Okay, cool. So we will be back in 10 minutes. You're going to meet a few new people. I invite you to turn on your camera for the breakout sessions if you're feeling up for it. And we'll do 3 again. Okay. Make sure. Okay, enjoy. We will see you guys back in 10 minutes. Craig, dude. Are you there, Weston?
Hi, I was the only one in my room.
Oh, were you? Okay, hold on. I will find you. Where were
I
you?
was
Oh, I
lonely.
punked you. I changed you to room 8. I did see that. Did you get another prompt? Oh, there he is. Hold on one sec. There you go.
Okay, thanks. I have an amazing idea to share with you. Whoa.
So excited. Let it out. Yes, please. Amazing. Okay, I'm gonna pause, and Charlie, if you're there, feel free to jump in, but I'm gonna pause and keep working on this. And hey, girl, did you jump out?
Yes, I did. I got dropped out.
Do you want me to put you back in?
Sure, and I would love to talk to you also if that's possible.
I can. I just am working the next I use this 10 minutes to kind of get ready
Go,
for
go, go,
the
go.
inspection as
Yeah,
well.
yeah.
Yeah, if that's
Don't
okay.
worry.
Um,
Absolutely.
yeah, I will. Yeah, we can always dive in after, no problem. I'm really happy you're here, by the way. It's awesome. We just I love that we're keeping building these offers. But okay, what do
Yeah.
do you have a prompt right now to join room 6?
I don't actually.
Okay, how do I do this?
It's okay. You can do your thing. It's fine. I was almost done with the discussion that we were having.
Okay.
It's okay. No problem.
You
Yeah?
don't want to use,
No problem.
you're good. Okay. I'll see you back here in
Yeah, yeah. Go.
6 minutes.
Go, go, go,
Okay.
go, go.
Okay.
No
Thank you so
problem.
much for
Yeah.
understanding. Perfect. Okay, welcome back. Too short.
Yeah.
Oh, what's that?
The chat go.
Where'd the chat go? Oh, you only have it did you ask where the chat went?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm using it.
Who was I talking to?
It disappears for the breakout rooms and then comes back and
Oh no.
it's the group chat. Yeah, so hopefully you didn't lose any material. How was that? Good? Yeah?
Excellent.
Want to share what happened in their room or what kind of discoveries or insights were made? Hands up if you want to jump in and tell me what happened in your room or what conclusions you came to or what offers came up.
I could just volunteer something, and that is that I used ChatGPT, which I've used it before, but it would have not occurred to me to try to have it write, my what I can offer thing. And as usual, it's very creepy because I feel like it kind of nailed it.
That's good. I'm glad you said that. I'll share my screen really quick. When you guys were in the breakout room, I just went and added to the Excel file. Where did I put it? There it is. 3 ChatGPT prompts that I use to help. And the more information you give it about yourself from your tone of voice, the more it'll capture you. So filling in what you've got on your profile, giving it that information. So here's a prompt for, can you create me 3 services, 1 gifted, 1 paid, and 1 worth $1,000? This one is, can you come up with, and this is what we're going to do in the next section 3, which is go to market. So we'll get into this, but can you come up with a LinkedIn post using that information that would sell 10 free offers for me? Can you come up with a LinkedIn post that would sell 10 paid offers for me? Can you come up with a LinkedIn post that would sell my $1,000 offer for me? Can you come up with a private DM that I can send people after I talk to them that introduce them to my offers? So we'll get into that, but I'm happy you said that because I think it is a tool that really helps us figure out how to sell ourselves, which is like always a struggle for all of us. Yeah, thanks for sharing. Julia and then David.
I think the themes that we came up with, and we came up with some really, I think, fantastic offers. I was with Sam and Eva. The themes that we came up with were beyond the basics. Can you think of, is there sort of a masterclass idea that you have or that you have offered? Can you actually break that down into smaller bits and offer those? So that was one idea, is actually taking a bigger idea and making it smaller and offer smaller sessions. And that can be many to one. And then we also thought about special events. So can you offer something that's related to something like, for instance, there's a big introduction or a big debrief, and then the next package is to check in once a month or to check in once a quarter, or in Eva's case, it's to do a special astrological reading on your birthday. And we talked about maybe as a birthday gift to you, it's 50% off other type, the equivalent value or the equivalent cost of other ones. So thinking about special events, thinking about sort of what's that systematic check-in later on, and then actually breaking a bigger idea into smaller parts.
Very good summary. And I'm glad you brought up the discounted services because gifting sometimes can mean putting a price on something and sending a discount code so people see the value of what you're offering as well. So how to do that on Pick My Brain, and I just jump in kind of as this is happening, but there's a section below the offers here called My Discounts. And you can go in here and you can create discount codes on a whim. You can apply them to a few of your offers or all of them. And again, it can be a percentage or $1 off, and you can use this creatively. Again, no boundaries in this world of Pick My Brain. This passion-driven world is very different than the linear consulting world. Sometimes I'm like, again, on International Women's Day, I was like, I'm giving my strategy sessions away for 50% off for all women with the code women, and I'll let my women friends know and send that code. Sometimes when I meet someone and I'm just so inspired by what they're doing, I'll make a code in their name and be like, I'm going to gift you a strategy session. But when they book me, they still see the $250 offer that is. So you can do it two ways. It can be completely gifted, like with this masterclass, that was just like free masterclass. Sometimes I'll do a discount code so that they can see the value. So just wanted to drop that in there. Thanks for sharing that, Julia. But that's how to incorporate it on your profile too, and just have fun with it. Eva, on your birthday, I'm sending you a discount code. It's called Maxine. So when it is, like, use it, by this date. I would love to bestow this gift upon you. Yeah, lots of different ways to deliver that.
Awesome.
Very cool. David, you had your hand up?
Yes, I was in a room alone with Wasim, who is, as you can see from his background, he's in Pakistan. And there was a little bit of translation stuff between all the different steps and stages. And he's a technologist, and he's offering, amongst other things, a variety of services and fiber to his village. So I suggested that insofar as his background picture is comforting and relaxing and centering for him, he might also have an alternative background, which is like in another, I like landscapes because they show us a lot of things and they give us instant context. So I suggested that he create another graphic, which was a quick world view of all of the different interconnected offerings that he have, so that he can switch to this other background and say, here's my world that I want to bring to you. And I offer this and this and this, and he can deliver that in a virtual instant. And then people can be dazzled and then drill down on the various areas. So I thought that was kind of a cool offering, which other people might want to explore as well.
I love that. And I'm just going to pick on Sam here for a second and spotlight him, because he's got a background that does showcase what he's all about in the back end there. He's got his website. Branding, right? And again, like, this is a never ending creation process, creating offers.
And just a real quick way, just to let people know, all this is real easy. This is a screenshot of my website.
Yeah.
That's all it is. A screenshot of the website saved as a picture file, sized properly. And then I just set it as a background. So then people see this and they go to the website and it's like, oh, that's what was behind you.
Yeah. Lots of ways to, and you're just giving me the idea. Pick My Brain should make a Canva template for everyone who wants a Pick My Brain to show off their services and their buttons. And these are assets that we can continuously provide you guys. So again, beautiful. Nice, David. Nice, Wasim. I love that visual leadership. So important.
Yes. And may I add one quick thing?
Of course.
This is like not a criticism or right or wrong, but you have sort of three elements, Sam, in your space, and you're blocking what might be the most critical of the three elements.
Podcasting.
That's right. You just moved over, revealing this guy who's a critical part of your image, I think. And at the same time, you've got a lot of white space that's almost maybe 25 or 30% of your space. So I just would like to invite people to think about how to maximize this visual real estate that's sitting behind them, because if we're going to rely on it, let's leverage it properly.
Sam's the only one that's got it, so he gets a bonus point. But yeah, how can we use that background? What do we want it to say? What is this? There's just so many fun ways, and it can change all the time too. Maybe one day you have a background that says giving 10 free gratitude sessions. Every time you jump on a Zoom and be like, oh, did you want one? I've got 8 left. You go in and you cross it out. Who knows, right? There you go. Like, super conscious consultant.
Yes.
Perfect. Yes. So there's an asset. Nice pick out. I like it.
Well played.
Well played. Well played. Good add-on. Anyone else? Before we dive into some work?
Can I ask a question, just a technical question?
Yep.
So, like, one of the things I did was create like a mini masterclass.
Yeah.
But how do if someone books it, how do I let them know what the link is to go to for the masterclass?
It's okay. That's I'll show you that. It is all in the smart contracts. So when you create an offer, so this is what I did for this masterclass. You guys had all the Zoom link within the masterclass, but I'll walk through that. If you guys have any technical questions, just jump in and ask me, because I can pull it up here. Okay, so here's my mastermind off. Oh no, there's my masterclass offer. So it's a one-to-one or one-to-many online. Here's the Zoom. that everyone will get access to when they book it. And when they're accepted into that program. So when I go to my bookings, all of you guys, so this is the masterclass. So you guys all got an individual booking, and so it will be in that booking link. So everyone knows that it's there, and they'll get an email reminder, and you guys probably got a text message reminder. And when you add it, when anyone adds it to their calendar, that link that you've provided will be provided. That makes sense?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I see. Mhm.
And you can put different Zoom links and different offers if you want, but yeah. One other thing, if you do have one central Zoom link, instead of adding it to each of your offers, which is like cumbersome a little bit, and I'm just gonna actually go over where to find that link, because you would be surprised at how many people struggle with this and how difficult Zoom has made it. But if you go to your settings section, there is a what would I call it? One place that you can put your Zoom link. So Zoom link. If I put one in here, it will add it to all of my offers. But because I use different Zoom rooms for different ones, I haven't done it, but this is a catch-all. So if you fill it out here, every time you build an offer, it will be included. And really, really quickly, if you don't know where to find that open room, because it's, again, you're not creating it, it's an open Zoom link. I'm going to show you where to find it, because so many people do not know where, I'll go this one, where to find that link. And I'll just show you really quick, just in case. So I'm in my Zoom, I'm going to go to my profile section, and I am going to have an offer right here. My personal meeting room is here. Now, one thing that is so annoying, that you got to click this little eyeball. If you copy this with the stars, it is a dead link. But if you open up this little eyeball and you get the whole link, this is your personal meeting room that anyone can drop into. You don't have to create. So you can put that link into your one-on-one or one-to-many offers. Make sense? Yeah, cool. Okay.
Is the link to the grid that you've created with all the information in the columns, is that in the chat?
It is. I'll pop it in there again. It is. And I will send that Excel spreadsheet to everyone before.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll send you guys a little care package, and that will be one of the things in it. I'll just pop it right there just for you, David, just if you want it easily accessible. There we go.
Thank you.
No
Can I ask
problem.
a quick question?
Yep.
So if I put my personal meeting thing in there, does that, and you said it then goes into every event or whatever I create.
Yeah.
Do I also have the option to get rid of what's there and put a different one in, or does it assume that once, I can edit it to make it something different?
Correct. Yeah. So you can put in that like anchor link, so it goes into all of them. And if you want to edit any of them, you can still edit. Yeah. Easy question. Good question. Yeah. Getting synced up and all set up. Remember, again, these are smart programmable contracts. They are only as smart as we program them, right? They execute based on the inputs that we provide. So just making sure that we fill those out. And that's how we've tried to make buying and selling knowledge more easy. Nice background change, Rose. Money, sex, politics. That catches my eye.
Took me a second to figure out how to do it and not like fall into it, but good suggestions. Thank you for that podcast, man.
Yeah,
and I think Sam or David, who said to maximize the space.
Yeah, I love it. Okay, we've got about half an hour, 40 minutes left. I'm thinking I'm just going to give you guys 8 minutes and bring it to a half an hour to just go. And again, what I want you guys to do is log in to your Pick My Brain profiles and start to take, or the Excel spreadsheet, but go into that offer section. And like I said, let this be your muse. Like I have like over 50 offers, because sometimes I just get creative and I'm like, no, I want to try this. And I'll put it in there and I'll be like, maybe I'll do that some other day, but go and spend 8 minutes right now just working on this. Feel free to pull that into ChatGPT or plunk it into the Excel file, which is here. If that's easier, so you can come back and put it in your offer. But what I'm looking for is the title of your gifted offer, the title of your paid offer, high level, because we'll again commit to booking one person from the group. And this Meet Me link is for you guys to practice actually sharing your straight up Meet Me link. So if I was Susan, this is Stacy, I'm going to grab her Meet Me link that's specific. I'm not just sending her to my whole profile. And I am going to go find out where Stacy is. I think you're the blue. And I'm going to put her Meet Me link in here. So just something, that's what I'm looking for that, just to get you guys to practice copying those custom links. So yeah, take 6 minutes. Feel free to turn off your screen, go workshop your profile for a bit, and we'll come back and end with going to market.
So quick question, Maxine.
Yeah.
Does the Meet Me link need to stay standard, or are you saying customize a Meet Me link? The general Meet Me.
The Meet Me as an offer is standardized. It'll
Okay.
be in your profile, but the link to it, so I'll just show you the difference. So where's my profile? Okay, so I'm gonna go here. So I can share my entire Pick My Brain profile link with this. People will come, when they get this, they get to see the whole thing. But when I want to share a specific package, like my strategy package or my Meet Me, this is the link I'm copying. And when I copy this specific link, when I send it to someone, it just is my profile with that offer popped up. That's all I need, custom link. So it'll be available for them to book right
And
now.
are you suggesting a gifted offer separate than Meet Me?
I am.
That's what I thought. I just want to make sure.
That's what you asking. Sorry. Yeah, I am off. I'm suggesting outside of the Meet Me, which is like just open to increase your network and allow people in, something specific. Because the Meet Me, I'm coming to meet you. It's an exchange. A gifted offer, you're guiding that.
Thanks.
Yeah, no problem. Okay.
Sorry, quickly, Maxine, how do you find that? I'm sorry, how do you find that link? The Meet Me link.
You flip the offer. I'll show you guys one more time. Ooh. So you got your offers, you flip it, and there's a
Sorry, where are you? What page is that?
My Pick My Brain profile.
Your profile, okay. So the public facing profile, not under edit your profile. Okay, got it.
Correct.
Okay,
Yeah.
got it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So yours here, Stacy, you're on your front facing profile. If you want to share this offer, it's right there.
Got it.
Yeah. And I think, yeah, you can share it straight to LinkedIn as well if you want, and that'll open up I wonder if that's live, but
Hey, Max.
it might be broken, but the copy.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
No problem.
Rose here. Question. As I'm trying to, like, I'm pulling from templates.
Yeah.
You know, like, yeah. I love that. You're like, yeah, just pop them up there, get creative. When I want to edit again, I don't know if this is UX or there's like a glitchy thingy happening, but I can't change the title.
Yes. So template offers are fixed.
Okay.
They are fixed in the title because we want to say like everyone on Pick My Brain is available for a Meet Me, and we're all calling it Meet Me's so that we can share that. So if you're starting with a template offer, certain fields will be fixed. If you want to start from scratch, start a custom offer and you can edit anything.
Got it. Okay. That makes, and even so, like with that full package, like, cause it wasn't giving me the option to adjust the price. So that all templates are fixed with title and price.
Correct. Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great. Great
Yeah.
to know.
Yeah. Yeah. Templates fixed, custom, whatever you want.
Super. Thank you.
No problem. Yeah. Feel free to ask any other questions while people are getting a little bit of time to workshop. Okay.
I have a question on, I actually really liked how you said I can limit, let's say 3 Meet Me's and then others. Is there a way to almost prioritize or have different calendar days? So let's say Meet Me's, I only do Tuesdays, and the other, is that,
Not yet, but soon. Soon we will bring the availability into individual offers. Right now it is standard in your availability section for all offers. So while you can limit, so I'll show you guys, you've got this availability section down here. And it works similar to Calendly, only just not individually for each offer. But this is where you can set your boundary of when all of your offers are open to being booked. Yeah. Does that help?
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Coming. So many product things that are coming. Yeah. Mhm. Mhm. These comments are awesome.
Question on the availability, Maxine.
Yeah.
Because my availability is crazy. I guess there's no like Google Calendar integration so that it won't automatically allow someone to book something when I already have something booked.
Coming, not right now. What the process is now is that someone will get an opportunity within the availability you set to request up to 3 dates and times.
Oh, right. The three, I have to accept which one.
And
Yeah,
then
yeah,
you
yeah.
accept, and then once you do, then it will go into your calendar. Moving
right.
towards the reading of the calendar, it's like a $500,000 bill. It's not cheap to read all calendars. So that's what we've got right now.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I got it. Yeah.
And because it's kind of like an open, we struggle with this too. In order to have the open like Calendly into my calendar, you just get to book without me accepting. You just get into
Right.
my calendar. Pick My Brain, because it's an open marketplace. We want to
Right.
always offer the brain the opportunity to accept, reject, or reschedule any offer that's made.
Right.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah. I also have that I'm pretty jammed, but it's not bad. Like when people suggest 3 times, I can usually rearrange or send a reschedule and fit it in. Yeah.
Right. I forgot. Yeah. Because I did that
Yeah.
before. Because someone tried to book time with me, and I'm like, nope, none of those times work. And I said,
Yeah.
okay, try this, and this.
Yeah.
So if they don't pick one of those times quick enough, something else could.
I know. Yeah. We're working on being able to showcase the 3 next times in your calendar that are open. Instead, that's the next iteration once we do our next round of fundraising. Not an easy technical problem to solve.
Yeah, I'm sure. Oh,
And
okay.
it does a really good job calculating time zone differences in India. Let me tell you.
It does.
I don't do hours in my head. I can't do
Yeah,
that.
me neither, ever. I screwed up every time I do. So I use Pick My Brain for everything. It's like, I don't know how to do global challenge time change.
Look on the internet. What time is it in Mumbai tonight? Right.
I know. We got to solve this one now that we're so global. Yeah, it's coming. And
it's
then
2 a.m.
It's 2 a.m.
Thank you.
Yes.
What are you doing up so late?
You're another night.
Talking to you guys.
We appreciate it.
I love that. I love it. I'm going to take a moment to show really quick one of the most important features on Pick My Brain, which is Sync Calendar. So you guys see my screen right now? Yeah, okay. So in settings, there is a Sync Your Calendar. This is so helpful. You can sync Google, Apple, or Outlook. And what this means is that when it is synced, when anything is accepted on Pick My Brain, all of the details of that booking will make its way to your calendar. So you don't have to add it or click anything. It just kind of goes in only once it's accepted. So make sure that that is set up as well. Makes it a lot easier. And I'm going to call everyone back because I want to leave enough time for this integration and go-to-market strategy session. Hopefully you got enough time to just keep tinkering on your profile, keep adding it. We're basically building a website very quickly. So yeah, if you want to come back, I am going to start on section 3. Let's just see my slide deck here. What do I got here? Okay, yeah. So we've got our Pick My Brain profile. One really important thing is integrating that profile into other places that we show up online. 2 really great places to integrate your Pick My Brain profile. And Mark, I'm going to pull up LinkedIn and call on you to talk about. Mark is a legendary LinkedIn coach, and Again, Mark, I think we have a partnership too, and just like helping people learn how to integrate Pick My Brain to LinkedIn. It's like a really, really good one where you can put it on LinkedIn that allows people to directly book a Meet Me, where you can put it in your bio, or you can put it as a job, as a knowledge worker. So there's a few places you can integrate it. Again, pulling that link and putting it in different places gives it more reach. The second place I really like to put it is in my email signature. So I just have at the bottom, if you're gifting something, or if you just want to share your link, I've added it to my Google Outlook, like, hey, if you want to package, price, and sell your knowledge, here's my link. And then it's just, again, getting those eyeballs of all the people I'm emailing as well. I've also a few other places. Every time someone sends me a DM on LinkedIn or I do an introduction, I invite them to meet me, because my purpose is having as many conversations. Like, I really love having conversations. So I invite people when they DM me. I just always will put it in my DMs back. So that brings me a lot of invites as well. And then typical other social media feeds as well. You can put it again on your Twitter and your Instagram feeds as well. If you have a podcast, I imagine a world where at the end of every podcast interview, the guest or the host is like, if you want to go further with this person, you can book them on Pick My Brain. If you have a book or a PDF or have written an article on LinkedIn that is thought-provoking and shows you off as a thought leader, at the bottom, if you've enjoyed this blog that I wrote, why don't you book a one-on-one with me on Pick My Brain? So what I like to think of Pick My Brain is as a hook to add on to anything that you're putting out there that invites people to go deeper with you one-on-one when you want. Same with YouTube. Hey, did you really like this video? And do you want me to customize what I'm saying to you specifically? Book a one-on-one session with me on Pick My Brain and we can do that. So just starting to think about where we can integrate. So that's number one. In terms of like being successful and getting our profile out there. Number two comes back to like setting those goals. How many hours of knowledge do you want to gift? How many hours of knowledge do you want to sell? Write that down and reverse engineer it. If I have to gift 10 hours this month, I got to tell people about this offer. They're not just going to find it. So how are you actively going to do that? And then the third is getting super creative about authentic messaging. This is a masterclass in and of itself, and I'm not going to do it quite justice, but I'm going to show you how I use ChatGPT to say, write me a LinkedIn post that tells my audience about my free offer. Write me a LinkedIn post that tells DMs this person and invites them to book one of my services. So I'll show you how I can do that as well. So those are just some ideas of what we're going to think about doing. Mark, I'm going to pull up my LinkedIn, or should I pull up your LinkedIn?
Can I share my screen? It might be easier that way.
Yeah, let's do that. Okay, so feel free to share with the group, where we can and should integrate on LinkedIn and why.
Okay, I have the very good fortune of working with a guy named Daniel Hernandez in Mexico City. Many of you know him. He is absolutely brilliant, and we are working on his LinkedIn profile to reflect how brilliant he really is, because he's unable to talk about it without some coaching. So I'm very happy. And one of the things that he did in his organization section on LinkedIn is he wrote this nice little piece about being a member of Pick My Brain.
Cool. Love
so
that.
He said it in his way. I have my own way of saying it, and this has been out there for the 2 years I've been part of Pick My Brain, right here. And I use it at a more personal level. I am pleased to be a beneficiary. I have met some of the most fascinating and engaging professionals, and 3 in particular, Maxine, for which I will always thank you, and you know who they are. My profile can be found at Pick My Brain profiles, Mark Halpert. Come Pick My Brain for as long as you need from any of my offerings. So it flips. What Maxine said before is how to make people come to Pick My Brain. But if they've already come to LinkedIn, make them go to Pick My Brain. It's a very simple thing. And the last thing I want to show you guys is in your contact information, put a website of your Pick My Brain website. It's yours. It should not say the same thing your LinkedIn profile already says. It should complement that, which should complement your website, which should complement all your other branding material, brand, as we were saying a few minutes ago. And then the final thing I'll show you is on my Pick My Brain. Get this guy out of the way. Sorry. Always have the link directly from your Pick My Brain into your LinkedIn.
Yeah.
And folks, check these links because I've seen so many people whose links are broken.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
True.
thank you, Max, for letting me say all that. Appreciate that.
Yeah. Thank you so much for sharing that. I think integration is the future. Right. There's all these different places we can showcase our brilliance online, and, you know, different platforms do really great things. So can we tether them? So can I follow you along, and where are all the places I can find you? And Pick My Brain is just the one that allows people to come in directly. So that's great. I think LinkedIn is one of the best platforms that we're most tied to, because people are talking about knowledge and services on LinkedIn all the time. So it's a great audience. So yeah, think about where you want to integrate it. Pick one of the following that we kind of Mark showed off, or the email signature, and add your Pick My Brain link somewhere. Just so it becomes a little bit easier. Linked my brain. Yeah, I love it. So it becomes easier to find you. And you'll notice, you can start noticing, going into your dashboard and seeing how many people find your profile and from where. You'll start to see the reach that you're going to get. So play with it. Another thing I do is, like, I go in and comment on LinkedIn comments all the time. And if someone has said something that I'm interested in, I'm like, I'm so interested in what you're saying. Do you want to, like, talk about this? Here's my link. And then it's publicly displayed on someone else's feed as well. And this thing just gets out there once you start dropping it and inviting people in. And I must say, just yesterday, I had a meeting with someone 3 years ago. And today she's hosting a masterclass at the same time I'm hosting this masterclass. And our business finally came together, and she's from that conversation now doing a class for her community on Pick My Brain. And so sometimes these conversations will come back 3 years later. You know, the value of conversations keeps stacking for me in all these interesting ways. So I'm just a big fan of inviting people in, to really, you don't forget someone you have a conversation with. You definitely forget someone you follow. You don't have that feel. So yeah, that is great. And now I'm going to show you, again, just this ChatGPT opportunity that we can kind of utilize. Is it here? Yeah. So again, I put those prompts in that Excel spreadsheet here at the end here for you, but I'm just going to show you what they outputted, because again, I was amazed again at like how solid it was. And remember, I started this ChatGPT thread with my I know a lot about, and I can help you. So it knows me. So I said, hey, ChatGPT, can you come up with a LinkedIn post using the information above that would sell 10 free offers for me? And this is what it came out with. So attention entrepreneurs and business professionals.
Excuse me, Maxine.
Yeah.
I don't think you're sharing the right screen.
Oh, yeah. Oh, sorry. Thank you for talking up. We were on this one. Now, can you see it?
Yeah. Now
we got you.
Yeah, you got me. Okay, sorry about that. Thank you.
Yeah, there we are.
Okay, perfect. So yeah, I wrote, so again, this is my one thread where I told it a bunch about me. And then I started to ask it questions. Hey, what kind of services can I offer? And then I said, hey, what can I post on LinkedIn that would help me sell 10 offers? And again, this is kind of what it came up with. And it's like, are you looking to unlock new opportunities? Want to discover innovative ways to monetize your knowledge? For a limited time, I've got 10 free 30-minute sessions. As the CEO of Pick My Brain, I'm an expert in this. During this session, we'll evaluate this. Here are the benefits of that session. Here's who should grab this session. Don't miss out. And I'd probably craft this a little bit because it's not quite in my voice. It's a little salesy for me, but it gives me such a great base to start offering and posting about my services. And posting about your services is going to be the highest touch point. It's like the most involved invitation, actively inviting people in. So I did that, and I did another one. Can you come up with a LinkedIn post that sells my 10 paid offers? And again, it's like exclusive offer, 10 paid 60-minute monetization strategy sessions. This is what you get. This is who should book it. Here's my link.
Max, excuse me for 1 second. I have to add this. Remember that ChatGPT was written in 2021. In 2023, the LinkedIn algorithm will ding you, will punish you for using bold, for using capitals, and for using emojis. So so as you're personalizing it, depersonalize the crap out of there, okay?
Hey, that's really good to know. Did not know that.
That may be
Yeah.
now, we may change
Yeah.
next month. We don't know, but just to keep it all straight.
This is
Sorry, Mark, that's counter to what I've read recently. Where is that source of information coming from?
That is the latest LinkedIn nerds in London who do this on a regular basis. You may be looking at something that was printed in November, and that has all changed dramatically. So this stuff is changing so fast, it's very hard. Keep it plain vanilla, make the concept and the words you use what attract people, not the pretty stuff.
Got it. Thanks,
Thanks, Stacey.
Yeah, thanks for sharing that.
Sorry to interrupt.
No, that's the excellent knowledge to share. And this is all about knowledge sharing. So that's perfect. So, and yeah, I would probably never copy this and post it exactly because I don't use emojis like this much in my writing. So it's just a way to like start to think about utilizing it to give you some ideas of how to write some posts. But yeah, that's a excellent understanding. Again, using it as a brainstorming tool. Again, you can adjust the prompt if you want. I'm going to send an email to 20 of my best friends to do a blockchain class. This is about me. What should I tell them? How should I invite them? So again, just getting that base and then workshopping your own voice in there and making sure that it reads exactly with how you want to be available. So I just wanted to use that as an example. And I did share the case study with Valdez. And again, he posted every single week the same message. And that got him 300 bookings, and he just kept doing it. The first few times he invited people, they didn't book, but he just kept it up. And now people just know that he does this every week. And I love the idea of getting like hundreds of people to get on Fridays. What are they gifting? What are they offering to the world? How do they want to be of service? And I love the idea now that Kevin implanted that in my brain of Pick My Brain having a newsletter, be like, here are all the gifted offers on Pick My Brain to allow you to step in. So I'm going to definitely take that as an accountability because that's too fun to shop. But yeah, just wanted to incorporate that. I'm going to give us one last breakout session. What I want you guys to talk about in this breakout session is how are you going to share what feels comfortable with you in terms of like letting people know about your service. What is your go-to market strategy going to be to either sell 10 gifted, 10 paid, etc.? How are you going to get your first 10 bookings or your first $1,000 bucks? That's what I kind of want you guys to share in a group. I'll do bigger groups this time. And then we will wrap it up and we'll be good. So hopefully you still got a little bit of energy in you. I'm going to recreate these rooms. If you have to head, totally understand. One last group, 8, 16. Okay, we'll do. All right. A few people drop in. That's okay. Okay, we'll see you guys back in here in like 8 to 10 minutes. Okay. Oh, are you in there with them? Oh, here we go. Oh, you guys are both here.
The room was empty.
He just you always come back right before he's now in there. It just takes his internet a little bit longer because he's in Pakistan. I never know how to get you back in there. It doesn't make it easy.
That's okay, no problem. I honestly am thinking of signing off because I'm a little sleepy.
Yeah, that's totally fair. That's totally fair. Anything I can help you with in the meantime?
Honestly, the last time we spoke, I had thought about getting new profiles added, and we discussed how I could do that for, people who aren't on Pick My Brain. And I've been having those conversations and also discussing the India chapter. For example, I don't know, have you planned a trip here? When are you coming down?
No, not yet. Yeah.
Okay. So I was just thinking that, there are so many people that I'd love to talk to over on this.
Mm-hmm.
And I was thinking of how I can kind of lure them on this, which is why I joined the class today, the Masterclass thoughts, just to understand how I can answer those questions. and really help them build those profiles and help them. So for me, like, it's everyone's perspective. What is interesting to me from them is very different from what they want to offer. So I think that's also a very interesting way of approaching it. I'm thinking of kind of creating that, and I got a lot of ideas in terms of how I can build this.
Awesome.
And I finally figured out what I want to say on my profile, which is I'm the person who helps you unprocrastinate.
Awesome. Awesome. That's, if you got that out of the class, that's a win. And just like, right, it just takes a little while. It's just like constant thinking about how I want to be of service to others and how I can help them, and what are the words that, are accurately describe that. So I am so grateful you stayed up till 2 a.m. Go get some sleep. Let me know, how you kind of want to proceed. Keep iterating, and hopefully there was some value shared here today, and feel free to extend. Awesome.
Absolutely. In fact, what I'll do is I'll fill out the entire profile. Would it be possible for me to get your perspective on it in a one-on-one session?
When you're done, like I usually charge for my one-on-one sessions, but when you're done, shoot me your link and let me know, pitch me on what you think I could do. And maybe, I've got that strategy session that people typically book for an hour. That's how I make my side, I have to like keep my paid offers. So if you want to book a paid strategy session, I'm always available. And if the rate doesn't work, just write me a pitch and we can work something out.
Sure. I can
Amazing. Okay. So
Bye.
nice to see you. We'll talk to you soon. Bye. Bye. 5 minutes. What a good group. All right. Way to stick. Okay. Hopefully that was helpful a little bit, just to talk out that messaging part. Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna let you guys keep what happened in your rooms unless, oh, what's that? What's that, Olivia? I don't, a heart? Is that a heart? Heart rock?
A heart. It's a heart.
Okay. I love it. Well, yeah, hopefully you guys got to talk about a few messaging. The messaging is the most important well, it's one of the most important parts. And like I said, we could do a 3-hour masterclass on authentic messaging and thinking about strategy. But yeah, I hope that we've got kind of 5 minutes, and just what I want to wrap up, I just love to go around the room really quick. One thing that was really helpful, what you really enjoyed. And if anyone does want to go deeper, I do a 5-week class for those who want to hit certain targets, $1,000 to $5,000 in sales, redefine their go-to-market strategy, or gift a certain amount. And we just make sure you hit that over the course of 5 weeks. So I'll share that in the chat, and I'll share it in a follow-up message after the offer. And it's going to start in 2 weeks. And I usually limit them to about 5 or 6 people. And it's just a lot more one-on-one time and strategic work, really taking an idea and putting it out there and making it like part of you. So if you feel like doing that, I'll pop that in the link and the follow-up email. I will share the Excel spreadsheet with you. I will share a crafted LinkedIn message if you want to share that you can kind of use as a template as well. Other than that, yeah, just would love a few people to put their hands up and say what they got out of it. And then I will let you guys all go to your other day. I'm so grateful for you guys spending this much time with me today. Yeah, quick. I know you guys got to run, but any insights would be super well received, and you will get a notification to leave me a review. So feel free to do that as well. And you'll see how that kind of works. But yeah.
I'll just say, I mean, the collective group workshop, the whole ethos, the energy that flows out of that, and just getting ideas that I wouldn't have gotten otherwise.
Yeah. So nice.
Gratitude. Love it.
Yeah, I love that. Thanks, Kevin. David, you had your hand up?
I did. For me, it was a change in the context, because you used the term, this is the game of.
Yeah.
And what I realized is, those aren't just words. Being in a game like dodgeball, it's fast, there's pressure. It's not the same as taking your time. I mean, you can make any game what you want, but if you define it as a game, and I was thinking of this book on my shelf called Super Better. You ever seen Super Better? It's by a TED speaker. I think her name is Kelly. And she's like, she's got 2 or 3 TED Talks on gamifying life and having allies and having foes. And I realized, oh, this is what you're talking about.
I love that. It is.
The total, massive, integrated gamification of sharing, of reaching out. I mean, you can look at it as a more, but you can also look at it as something else. Yeah. And that something else is what I'm beginning to like
realize.
Let in here.
I love that. That's such a good one. I love gamifying. I do love to aggregate. I'm like, what if we all gifted 10 hours a year? Just a small minimum give back. What does that unlock? And we will host it and distribute it. That just creates so much goodness so fast. Like we all do 30-day yoga challenges or do marathons. Why not give back our knowledge as a game? It's a pursuit. It's a task. So yeah, I do thank you for reiterating that the game transferred. because yeah, it is a game of gifting and selling knowledge. And I'm like, I think I also want to do another game as we work on this program, Meet the World's People. Like if you've hit 1,000, like what if you met 1,000 people in the world? What does that mean? Like I hit my thousands and I was like, you know what? That was probably more useful than my master's. You know, it gave me unlimited scope. So can I challenge people to meet 10 or 100 or 1,000 people in a certain period of time? And just knowing that by doing that, things will unlock, right? A very basic, just go. And like I said, I call on you guys all. I've seen so many bookings have already come through just on this workshop. Thank you for all of you who have already booked one another. But yeah, make it a part of your strategy to go book some meet me's. But I'll wrap up. It's 2:00. I always take it to the last minute. Thank you guys for your energy, your time, and your patience. And I'm available, through Pick My Brain if you ever want to follow up one-on-one or in that group session. Otherwise, I will see you guys in the community events, hopefully.
All right.
Thank you.
Nice
Thank
meeting
you.
you as always.
Thanks. That was great.
Bye, guys.